Hey, what's up, lounge lizards or lounge lizards?
Lounge Ninians.
That's right, lounge Ninians. Welcome to another episode of Legions Lounge, episode 87, where we talk about all things Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, Figura Obscura, customs, and other Mythic-related action figures and stuff. We are your hosts. My name is Trevor, 16 Shooter. With me, as always, Nate Strong at Corona4. Bill is not feeling well tonight. Hope you feel better, Bill. Hopefully he's watching us on the couch or whatever.
Hope so, getting some rest.
But in his place, we have the 2 year, second year, 2 year.
This is my second year, yeah. This
second year LegionsCon alumni. Tom DeGrazia, my co-host on the 1 6-pack, which you should all be watching. You don't have to. It's a good show, though. It's fun. We have fun. At Eye of Awatu,
Yes,
you've probably seen
another
his incredible,
extraordinary toy photographer. Yes,
absolutely.
Well, thank you,
absolutely.
guys. I'm a poor replacement for Bill, though. That man has infinite font of knowledge.
Well,
his
he
beck
is.
and call.
He is
Plus,
our
his
professor,
hair is fabulous.
detective. Yeah.
You
Yes.
have nice hair too, but like.
Well, thank you. I like to hide my hair, though, in a hat all the time.
Same.
Hey, before we get started, take a second. It just takes a second to hit that like button. It helps people know that we're live, that we're doing this, and that you're interested in it and you're having a good time. So hit that, please, before we get started here. Or if you join us later, or if you forget about it, go back and do it. It just takes a second. After the show, leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about the episode and what you didn't like, what you liked. You know, you could be honest. We can take it. We're big people.
Bring it.
As always, super chats are appreciated, not necessary. We read a lot of comments on this show. We try to engage with the audience as much as possible, but that guarantees your comment will get read. And it helps pay for this stupid, ever-increasing StreamYard costs, which is absolutely nuts now. But, you know, we're exploring other things. We'll see what happens with that. Nate, who do we got in the chat, man? Who's here?
Man, we got a lot of people.
I know,
Starting
right?
with the one and only
people
Dave
already.
Orkin with the big all in caps. Hey, what's up, Dave?
Hey, Dave.
We've got Greg Schmerberger,
Schmerberger.
Heinrich Hoffman,
What's up, Heinrich?
Dub3, JMax77, 808 Michigan Jedi. I'm trying to think if I know who that is. I'm assuming it's another fellow
you do.
Michigander.
Yeah.
What's up? Blake, aka Recon Rage. What's up, Blake?
There's Jim.
Blake.
We got Big Greg in the house.
Blake?
Andy the Collector.
Greg,
Boy
the
called
king of the
Malice.
armory.
What's that?
Greg, the king of the armory.
Yes,
right?
indeed. Arthas is with us. Hey, Art. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Arthas?
Let's see. Curtis Ackerman's here.
Curtis.
He had a great show last night with Jesse.
Yeah, that was really good.
Tuesday.
That was a good show.
It's a lot of fun. Your bro is here. I am TJ Williams. What's up, Tom?
Yeah, I sent you a DM, Tom.
Look at your DM, Tom.
Check it out.
Old Grumpy Nerd. Liz? Liz Evans. Look at that. Hi, Liz.
Evans.
And another.
Liz, you can jump on with your husband if you'd like to.
Yeah, jump in there.
Any of the wives, the significant others that were there can certainly jump on with their husbands.
Speaking
not
of
be
wives,
next
we
week.
got Stacy Lynn. What's up, Stace?
We got John from the Collecting Brothers, too.
Tanya McCoy. There's another Legions lady.
Yeah.
Motu Guru. Darla Ackerman. Another one. Texas,
Darla.
1911.
Happy birthday, Darla.
Happy
Plus one.
birthday.
Ooh, happy birthday.
Legends Collector 1321. What's going on?
What's up,
Tom
Dylan?
Clayton. Collectible funds here. Jordan, Wholesome Warlock with the Purple Gang. Roheen, all the way from
Hey, what's
Down
up,
Under.
man?
That's awesome, man. Glad you could be with us.
It's so great to see you, man.
David
So
Williams,
cool.
what's up, David? Jason Smith, aka Jedi Jack
David.
2019.
Hey, what's up, Chase?
Gina Marie, how you doing, Gina? Maverick, Beep Boop, hello. Solo Sinner, Machi Toy, Andy the Collector. Oh, and Bill says, I'm here. Sorry to miss it. Yeah, buddy, we miss it.
Yeah.
Miss you. Hope you're feeling better.
It's all right.
I hope you kick whatever you got, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure.
David Smith, what's up, David? Brian Carver Customs.
What's up, Brian?
Eric EM Customs.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
what's up,
Get
Eric?
well soon, Bill. Jonathan Hedgehog Action. Alex.
Hey,
Hank.
what's up, Alex?
Kirby's with us. Michael Carter.
What's up, Michael?
Ostradamus. What's up, Oz? Faust 6. Lewis Christensen Vince.
Midnight
Christensen
Creations.
Vince.
Oh, okay.
Come back to Kevin. Actually, we're almost there. Mark R. and Steven with a V. And our boy
There it is.
Kevin Maboots,
Like
$4.99. Take a time to take a swig of your favorite libation. Sit back and enjoy the show. Cheers,
Kev.
lads.
So great to see Kevin.
Such a good guy.
Always such
Great
a
dude.
class guy, man. Always.
Yep. And I'll be taking a picture of his swig. Speaking of swigs.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think we talked about this last time on the show, but he and Curtis, in waiting for Jeremy to show up, it was there was a little bit of a lull. So I said, I'll throw out a prize for the 1,000 swigs. That pick a name, and I'll take a picture of your swig if you allow me to take it home, and send you a print of it and your swig back. And of course, I picked Curtis Ackerman right off the bat, like unreal. So I'm like, all right, in order to make it a little more, fair, balanced.
In order to make
whatever.
it more not Curtis.
Yeah, not less Curtis. I picked another name, and it's Kevin, the guy who can take wonderful pictures by himself.
Yeah.
So whatever. But they're both pretty excited about it. So we'll see
I'm
if
sure
I can do
he'll
my
kill
best.
it. It'll be a great
it'll be
thing to
fun.
have.
A 1/6 shooter original is something special.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it is what it is. We'll see. But thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah.
Let's see. I see Joe Gonzalez is in the chat.
He is. He is.
Hey, that late night Eric LeBron real quick too, and Guaisagüe Echevarria is here as well.
Yeah. How about that? Take that.
Nice.
Right. I can only do that if I start on the Echevarria. If I say Guaisagüe first, it'll throw me all off. I don't think I can do it. News. We got a couple quick things. Retailer Wave is going to be hitting the streets on Friday, I believe. That's at the 25th?
29th, yep.
29th, yeah, 29th.
Black
so
Friday. Black Friday, you get our black cosmic.
That's right. Black Death.
Fissure
Rise.
The shadow
Fissure Rise.
circle, I think. Yes.
Mm-hmm. The skeleton, which looks awesome. Cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
I almost went to the studio and picked mine up today, and then I was like, I asked Diego, I'm like, how much is it going to cost to ship it? And it was a lot less than I thought. So I'm like, you know what, just ship it. Like I'm not driving all the way out there.
Yeah, that's a hike.
4 hours, 4 or 5 hours just to pick those up.
Yeah, that's too much time to drive.
I wanted to have them tonight, but we got so much to talk about. There's no way we're going to look at those anyway. So, yeah, so those are hitting the streets. So if you pre-ordered those, look for those to start shipping on, I assume people will start shipping them on Friday. I don't know if they'll ship them beforehand so you can have them in hand on Friday. I'm not really sure how that works.
Good question. I'm not sure either. I don't know.
As a retailer, are you allowed to ship them if they're not going to show up in anybody's mailbox until Friday? But Thursday is Thanksgiving here at least, so odds are you're probably not going to see them until like next week or so.
Yeah.
Unless you can pick them up, from a local retailer. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. True. And the only other thing we got here is this amazing piece of cinema, which is the Birth of the Dragon documentary on the Four Horsemen Studios site, YouTube site page. And if you've not watched this, I can't believe you're watching this channel and haven't watched this, but maybe you didn't hear about it. It's a possibility. But it's fantastic. So this is put together, filmed and edited, and by Brad Treadaway, the brother of the man on the right there, which is Eric Treadaway, creator of all this craziness. It is. I'm not even gonna. You've seen the dragon, so I'll just skim through here. But it is really, really cool, man.
It's really well done, I think, too. And I'm glad they did
on here.
Get some at least some stills of you shooting the dragon. I'm glad to see those.
Yeah, Brad said I don't know. Like I didn't remember him I didn't remember seeing him in the studio while I was shooting, like with
Chris
the camera. But I
him.
know that Chris got a couple pictures, so there are some pictures of that, which were. I think I'm gonna post those tomorrow, but I don't know. It's somewhere in here. I'm not gonna bother and bore you. Wow, there's a lot of this. I didn't think there was as much of this. There we go. Or maybe it's just not scrolling for me. There's something wrong here. This is not real time.
You're on a different thing. You're on Jonathan's thing. It looks like.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Oh, what happened? How did I get on that?
over, but...
Okay, there we go. I must have hit the button. Okay, there we go. Okay. But yeah, this has got some great stuff. Cornboy, the guy's building the diode that this was on. It's really cool, man.
Really good interviews, and I mean, I know I was semi-joking before we came on here, but really got emotional at the end of this video. Like I was welling up. I don't know what it was. Just something about it. Again, it was just sort of like, I don't know.
You're watching like a dream come to life. That's always kind of
that's that. And just hearing those guys talk about, I mean, it's their dream that they brought to life, and they're bringing it to us, and just the fact that, just what amazing people they are, and how grateful and open they are. And again, I was just being washed over with this gratitude of that this is a thing and we're a part of it, and this community is what it is. It just really hit me again, and I was just like, man.
It's toy history, man. This is going to be toy history. It really is. You know, I mean, I have no doubt that this is going to fund, but you know, I mean, we don't know yet. But I will say it will, and
socials.
It will fund. But yeah, so these are the only, I think maybe the only couple of pictures I have of this shoot, which I should have thought about this beforehand, but whatever. I'm always in the midst of it, and then Tom, you guys know this. You forget to take BTS shots all the time.
Totally.
I wanted to show that because this unlocked a memory too when Eric was talking about those stores in the mall. Maybe we'll talk about that when the guys come on, because we're gonna bring this up. Obviously, the dragon was part of LegionsCon, so we'll take this down for now, and I'm gonna remove my camera because I don't need that. All right, so let's bring our guests on. And
well, before you do, real quick.
No, it was very good. Yeah. No, it was excellent. That's why I had it on there. I was watching it, so
that was a really good video. Yeah, good one, John.
Not quite what I wanted to show, but you're a good-looking dude, and you wear a suit well, so.
I like the way he was in the chat going like, "That's a real nice dragon video."
Yeah. All right, let's get our guests on here. Our guests tonight are all now no longer noobs to LegionsCon. They were at their first LegionsCon this year. By all accounts, they very much enjoyed it. And we're going to bring a couple other people on, I think, later on, just in and out, kind of a call-in type of thing that were also there. Just can only get so many people on the show at once. But let's bring them out. We got our friends from the chats and from the show and from life. Rob Zamora, Joe Gonzalez, Jeff Evans, and Terrence St. John. Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up,
Terrence, you're on mute. You can unmute yourself. And what happened to Rob?
Whoops.
What happened to Rob?
Where did Rob go?
And where's Jeff?
There he is. What happened?
Jeff Evans. There we go. Okay. All right.
Pull down for that book.
Yeah, right.
I was reading this book I just picked up from Barnes & Noble. It's called Through the Blue Lens, Williams on Williams. By
Wow.
Trevor.
All right. Well, it was nice having you on, Rob. It's
Maybe
a
that's
shame you
why
can't stay.
I'm just kidding.
Too funny. That's some picture you picked, too, for the cover of that. That's great. I should
Good-looking
put
picture.
that up on the wall later on. Well, welcome, guys. I appreciate you all coming on. I know we were supposed to try and do this last week, and I wasn't feeling it. I got kind of the con crud post everything. I don't know who here got a little con crud. Anybody get a little con crud? Wow. Okay. There you go. Only
right.
2 people. You both escaped it. And I thought the key was going to be drinking, but it really, apparently it wasn't.
I didn't drink, and I gave like 1 million hugs and still didn't get sick. So
yeah, people
it
were
must
all
be that
over your
good lifestyle that I'm living.
Yeah, I'm gonna start smoking cigarettes. I guess
smoking cigarettes.
That's the
working in
key, I
mines, stressing out over D&D. Yeah, that's yeah.
Right.
And Terrence, you escaped as well. You're on mute, my friend, just in case you know. There you go. Boop boop boop. Beep, boop, boop.
I gotta say real quick, you guys didn't tell me that you were changing the
There you
start
go.
time. I was on my way home from a meeting at school, and the notification for the show starting popped up. And I was like,
Oh, did you think we were still on
crud.
at 9?
I thought it was 8:30 was
Oh, okay.
the official start time now.
It would have been
But,
fine. If you showed
so-
up, then that's fine.
whew, I was like, oh no.
You're just in time. You got here just.
I
in
didn't
time.
break any laws to get here, but I'm here. So
you made it. That's the important part.
Terrence got the Dub 3 shirt on there. That's nice. And you made it through unscathed, and you were in a room filled with 1,000, well, at least 250, a little gremlins and goblins and
I
stuff too. So
pre-gamed with swigging lots of Dayquil and NyQuil, so I guess I just managed to pre-game it and get by without having to pick up any of the crud.
dude, Greg said the same thing about the Dayquil. I'm totally doing that. I mean, first of all, it gives you a little boost, right? In the morning a little bit, right? It's supposed to kind of and yeah, Greg was fine, and he said he was slugging Dayquil every morning.
Mix up a little Dayquil and Red Bull. And...
Yeah, we're also very proud of Joe for not shanking anyone. Absolutely.
Stop.
A lot of talk about that. A lot of talk about that.
Too
Yeah,
much.
and Jeff and Terrence, if your lovely wives want to join us, please invite them in to come in whenever they want, because they have had a lot to do with this as well.
Like they're already starting to show me up. That's fine. They can stay off screen.
I think Gina was the MVP of the 1,000 swigs running.
I was gonna say, like,
There
she was there, Gina. She was, she was doing all the work. You were just taking all the glory, I think, basically standing back there.
That's how it's generally designed, you know.
You notice there was tons of pictures of him. He was taking all the pictures. I was doing all the work.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't
It was
know,
a good teamwork.
I got a joke out of the fact that I saw a lot of folks had taken pictures, and Gina had her camera up in front of their camera, so they thought that was interesting. You know, I think William Wallace, Dub Trace, had a lot of his photos kind of.
Little iPhone in the corner of it.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. We got plenty of pictures. There were plenty of people there. We can start there. I mean, let's talk a little bit about that, because for me, that was one of the highlights for me. It was really, and honestly, I was looking forward to it. I thought it was going to be cool. Had no idea what to expect. In fact, I think I was texting you beforehand as to how they're going to be laid out and thinking about that. And man, I got there, and despite it's just a table. It's just plopping them on a table, but man, it looked so cool, man. It just looked really, really cool. I don't know how you would have gotten 1,000 on there. I think you would have needed another wing of the table.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, it's funny. We really, again, I think everyone always asks, even Jeremy asked me later that day, he's like, did you expect this? And I mean, like, I expected, because I obviously had been seeing the swigs that being posted to Facebook and Instagram, and I mean, I had been making a job out of, for the last 52 days, I was posting 1 or in some cases 5 a day because of, how many were coming in. So I had an idea of what was coming or what was potentially coming. But like, for me, I was coming from Florida. I had wanted to do some kind of presentation, but it just logistically wasn't possible getting stuff there. But as far as, it was a whole different experience seeing all of those swigs there and all the different variety of how complex people had gone into it. And so, I mean, I probably said elsewhere, but I mean, like, there were a lot of people afterwards who were like, did they get to 1,000? And I mean, I think that became less important after you saw what was there. And, just the amount of excitement and enthusiasm of the crowd that was there for it. I mean, that changed even my perspective on it. I think, I just, stories people told me when they came in and just meeting, as you were going through the chat, it's interesting, for a long time, I see those names in the chat all the time, but because of the 1,000 Swigs, because of LegionsCon, they're not just names in the chat to me anymore. They're folks that I have met in person and, come to know. A lot of them actually brought their swigs, and they are not strangers to me anymore. They are friends and family at this point,
Right.
That's the ultimate icebreaker. I mean, to bring one in, right?
I was gonna say that was great for you and hard for you all at the same time, because it's 260 people that you're like, oh yeah. I mean, we know each other in the cabal, but I mean, putting that name to the face and then remembering it, from year to year is always tricky. But man, I was very. This is a little side thing because I want to get back to the swigs, but I was pretty proud of myself walking my wife through there, that I remembered everybody's name. It was good. It was really, I did well. I don't know. But I mean, that is like, it becomes more like family, man. Like it really is. Like I do know so many people here, and I'm amazed sometimes that I could, because I worked with, 80 people in an office. I didn't know all those people. I didn't know all their names and what they did. And like, here's people I don't even work with on a daily basis, and I know them. But yeah, the impact of that to me, it was the creativity. It kind of encompassed everything. It was the community. You're new, which I didn't know. I forgot that you were new to the show. So this is like somebody coming in, making an impact in a a remote spot, expanding the show kind of. I like that idea. It's been happening more with some of the shows doing stuff up there and the game. So that was really cool. And just everybody coming together and then just seeing it in one place, man. It was wild, man. It was just a cool aspect of that creativity that I saw in the very first LegionsCon on display. Like it was an art show, like more so because people weren't really selling shit back then. But I like that part of it. It was cool. Like it wasn't for sale. They were just out there and people did them just for fun, man. It was great.
Even if just this project had its own Facebook stream and page, and you could have seen every one of those ahead of time and scrolled through them, you still wouldn't have gotten.
Oh, please, not another group,
impact.
Nate. Come on, we got to
No, I'm not saying I want it. I'm just saying
it fits into the Goblin group as it is. It's good.
Yeah, trust me, I'm all for not expanding that. But I'm just saying, as far as seeing them all together in one place physically like that, there's no way you could have ever fathomed what an impact that was.
It's incredible to see all the creativity through all the different custom swigs. Like I had no idea that I'd be seeing a swig head on a bottle of like alcohol next to like a Richard Simmons swig. Like it was
DJ swig.
Yeah, it was amazing.
The monster can with just a hood on the top of the tab, like that was fucking wild. I always love that, man. That is like if you go to an installation of like I think they're the monies, right? Those are the little, or the Mooney, like the little rabbit vinyls. A lot of Dunny, right? Dunny, sorry. There was another one that's called Mooney. It was like a bear thing a long time ago. But that kind of stuff. Vinyl toys, blank vinyl toys that artists paint up. And I know the guys did this at DesignerCon, actually. George took a bunch of Valiant Knights and gave them out to artists to do something like that. But, those are outside people. It's cool to see, but they're like artists. These are not artists. These are just people from the community, and they did a killer job, man. There's so many good ones there. There wasn't a bad one in the bunch. It was wild. It was really cool.
And so for it was funny for me on the perspective. There were people constantly asking me for months before the event, like, what are the rules? And my thing was there are no real rules. I wanted to somehow have some aspect of swig, you know what I mean? But there were people who had obviously plunderlings and stuff like that, and I think they fit the bill just as easily, I mean,
Yeah.
The funny thing is, and Jeff can attest to this, is that the first person who showed up with a swig, it was a knight. It was a regular knight. And
the guy had no
they
idea that it needed to be a swig.
Oh. So they didn't know.
Okay.
It
He just like,
that armor?
But that was the opening for us accepting swigs that morning. Was okay, but it was great, and we
You're
were
like thinking, this is how this is going to go. Nobody knows. Hey, listen, you never know what's underneath the mask. You know what I mean? He could have turned himself in overnight. It's possible.
It was a very successful swig potion. You know what I mean? So
exactly, yeah. It was the best one. It was amazing. Tom, you get to see it, right? You got to see it.
Yeah, I had a swig in there as well. Me and Alberto added our swigs to the.
Look at this guy.
That's awesome.
Look at this guy giving super chats while he's in the show.
All right.
It's a nice shirt, man. I got to say, Jesse was right. It's a very nice comfortable shirt.
It's
a
very
great logo.
quality shirt. While I'm at it, let's hit a couple more super chats here from Curtis Ackerman. The screen is full of a bunch of really great dudes. Miss you all. Hope to see everyone at MesquiCon. I'm repping. March 22nd.
Yep.
Yeah.
Try and make it there. I can't wait to find out what's going to be there the week before. That's going to be great.
Right. And Edgardo, what's up? Hola, hello,
hey.
Amigos. You are all awesome.
And I kept running into each other. Matt and the other guys from the Latin Legions, I kept running into them in the hallway.
That's awesome.
Passing by. Jeff. Your first LegionsCon, what did you take away from this thing? What did you expect going in, and what was different that you ended up experiencing, I guess? Or, I mean, the differences between how you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to...
Yeah. So I didn't really start doing toy cons until probably late last year, early this year. Mm-hmm. Most cons I was going to were Comic Cons, and I've been to San Diego.
Are you a comic collector? Is that why? Or?
I was a comic collector up until 2020, 2021. Okay. I worked at a comic shop for 5 years.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I did that.
So it was easy to get whatever
Yeah,
I wanted.
you fill up those long boxes real fast.
Real fast. I've got about 15 downstairs.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
That's the next project. Is I don't think I need all those. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm in the same way. I'm down to about
Need,
like
you know.
Yeah.
I'm down to about like 6 or so, and I've got to get.
That's
rid
a
of some
decent.
stuff.
That's a decent.
It's still a lot.
Inside. Yeah, it's still a lot. That's like, what is it, about 200 a box, 300 bucks. So
It's nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, you had not gone to a toy con. You had gone to Comic Cons.
yeah.
And this was the very first one that you went to that was toys, or did you go to something before this that was toys? as
So
well?
down in Florida, there's a group called the Florida. I'm gonna mess it up. It's the Florida Toy and Collecting Expo group or something like that. And I have that name probably wrong, but they go from like northern central Florida all the way down to South Florida.
Okay.
And they'll do different toy shows like 2 or 3 times a month. And so you can pick and choose where they're going to be, and if you're close to one, you go to one. So that's what I was doing for the majority of this year, and MegaCon. That's where
MegaCon.
That's where I really started Legions this year, and then IshCon.
Was there a street team at MegaCon this year?
Yeah.
So there was a
right?
street team,
Flat-
but I went to the non-street team booth, or I guess they were considered the street team this year, which was Slap Happy Toys.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
just-
right. That's what it was. Yep.
You just started collecting Legions this year, and then this was your first Legions Con.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big year.
That's
Big-
amazing.
Yeah.
Legions.
I got my first Legion at MegaCon, which was Cosmic Voltor, which is why I'm known for pushing the Cosmic Voltor.
Why you're wearing orange tonight?
Why I'm wearing the orange
Oh,
tux.
there you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
And then from there, I started watching YouTube shows, and the first Mythic that I got, I won on Legions Ladies, which was a Silverhorn Sentry. And
Ooh, good one.
from those 2 on, and then I think the first in-stock sale was the Valiant Knight in-stock sale that I jumped on, and ever since then I've been getting Mythics, Cosmics, and Figure Obscura.
So it snowballed pretty quickly then, right? After you got your first few?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's fast. That's fast. That's one, and I'm in, man. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I realized once they were in my hand, it blew Marvel Legends and Black Series and all these other, lesser plastic figures out of the water. They weren't as bulky and strong.
Well, okay. So first of all, I was going to bring these guys in later, Nate.
Oh,
but
sorry.
That's all right. But
I didn't even know
hey,
you even had more.
he's here,
Now
and
that
he's
he's
got Legion's Lounge on the wall behind him. So how can I
love
not
that.
welcome him? And I'm related to him.
Yeah.
So this is my brother Tom. I am
H is
TJ
silent.
Williams. You've seen him in the chat. The H is silent, and as Curtis likes to say, so is he. Kind of, sort of, but like he's not really. Like he talks, we talk, but like
Yeah, we had some good.
Yeah,
So-
in public,
What's up,
not so
Tom?
much. I'm a little
yeah.
reserved.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
We'll
on.
get,
He's just not going to say anything, Travis. So-
No. He's in now, so we're going to talk to him. But we are going to have some other people dropping in just real quick who are also like I said, I couldn't get everybody on at one time because there's a lot of people who are first timers, and I really wanted to talk to everybody, but I didn't want this to go on for 4 hours and et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, so Jeff, so you went here. What did you think it was going to be, and what did it end up being to you? Like overall impression, like what did you come away with it that you didn't expect to come away with it?
Well, I kind of got like a taste doing IshCon, and
Okay.
a lot of people were like, well, it's going to be a lot bigger. There's going to be a lot more people. There's going to be a lot more exhibits and stuff like that. And at the same time, it wasn't like everybody was an exhibit, and everybody wasn't a vendor, and everybody wasn't the Horsemen, and so it was. And then it was a lot more people just coming in for the day, at LegionsCon. So we were seeing a lot more people that had not been at, say, IshCon or another event that I've been at, and it was really cool.
Are you joining that club, Jeff? Are you
think I already did.
Are you already in?
I was inducted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It happened real fast too.
See, this is a mistake you made. I brought my wife in for exactly an hour and a half, and then told her to get out because that would have been the same result for me. So I did
it's
not
okay.
Make that
she can take all the glory. I'll just continue collecting. So
there you go. I'll take the toys. You take the glory. That's pretty good trade off.
Yeah.
Rob,
but then,
my God. Oh yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
Sorry. So then, it was just standing in lines and meeting people that you don't necessarily know in the cabal or don't even know about the cabal. So I was really pushing the cosmic cabal with a lot of people that had no idea that it existed.
Wow. There's a cosmic cabal?
There's a cosmic cabal and a figure obscura cabal. And
I wish that there wasn't. Oh, there is a figure obscura cabal. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. And now we have an infinite legions cabal thanks to Bill. So
yep. Thanks, Bill. No, that's cool.
So yeah, it was great to talk to people who didn't know more of the community aspect and being like an ambassador or somebody who had some knowledge about it.
That's cool. Yeah, and
standing in lines, we've heard.
Go ahead, Nick.
I was just going to say, there's countless stories of people creating awesome friendships, standing in line at any of these Legions cons in the past. That you're standing there for sometimes quite a while, and it's a great way and opportunity to just strike up a conversation and make friends, man.
People have started up shows or groups and stuff just by talking to people standing in line. It happens all the time, man. And there really isn't anybody you can meet that you're not gonna like. You know what I mean? Maybe you're not fast friends, or maybe you're not lifelong long lost brothers or whatever. But maybe you don't look exactly alike or have the same birthday. But you meet a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like
everybody has the same base love of this brand and everything that they kind of come out with. So you already are on a term with them that we already have similar interests, right?
Totally.
We're all here. We all love this. It's unlike, most Comic Cons or other bigger cons where it's so many scattered things okay, maybe I'm not into the My Little Ponies, but there's a whole subset at, San Diego Comic Con. Whereas at LegionsCon, you're all there for the same brand. We're all there for Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
And it's such a great starting
as a
point
base, right?
Yes.
Yeah, as a base. And then we've got the toy photographers, we've got the customizers, we got the pop and swappers, we got the people who just collect. Got the inbox people. We got the people looking for dios. It's great, man. It's
I think
it is different in that respect.
I think it was wild to invite Valaverse to LegionsCon this year because it was something different and fresh that I had heard that they had never done before. So that was
by all accounts they did well. So
I heard they did too.
Back. I know that. Wade, Unparalleled Universe did great. And again, first timers. And Robo told me at the end of the show, he came by with the booth, and I'm like, "You coming back next year?" He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, honestly, if I had to go to one con, if I could only go to one con next year, I would probably go to this one.
Yeah, I told Wade
a lot of them, San Diego and.
He should bring a certain amount of Odious to LegionsCon, and he was super apprehensive about bringing the amount I told him to because he didn't think they would sell out at all.
Yeah, I know. We were. I remember harassing him in the chat, and I was harassing him in DMs, and I'm like, "Listen, man, I think you're going to do really well." And then, thank God, I walked over there and I asked him how he did, and he's like, "I'm sold." I'm like, "Yes," because I couldn't take it if I wouldn't hear the end of it if he had done terribly. So. Thank goodness for me that he did well.
People go to LegionCon to drop money. It's amazing to watch,
dude. I will say this again. The first year that it was at the hotel, and there was really the second year they had the first exclusives, right? And I think it was Sir Gerard, and was there another one? I don't remember. Anyway,
wow, I can't either.
The second year they had the exclusives, right? Which I think was the Furious 4, and then they had a second day, which was the Unknown one. I'm sitting there going, like, dude, between the Four Horsemen table, which everybody's going to be going to, and between these two exclusives, which I think at the time, the one was 100, one was 50.
Yeah.
You're in it for, a few $100 at least.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to have
not-
anything
not
left
to
for
mention
these tables?
Travel,
And it was,
Yep.
travel, the hotel. Who's going to have
hotel,
anything
food,
left?
all that. Yeah.
Right. It was people were loaded for bear there, man. It's nuts. And I told Wade the same thing. I'm like, it's always been this way. I can't guarantee that it's going to be this way again this year, but oh my God, people, I think, save up. Because I think there's a lot of people that go to a lot of, I mean, Doug and I, we go to a lot of cons. There's a lot of people who go to a few cons. I mean, you go to San Diego, you spend some money on staying there and going there and eating there and everything. But, not a lot of people do that. So this is their con. So, but yeah, you're right. They do. So Rob, how much did you spend? No, I'm just kidding.
Quite a lot. But,
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, and I kept telling you to stop sending super chats because you got to save that money. I think next year you'll know better, but maybe not. So, what did you find that what was your impression of the whole place? Did you have an expectation by seeing like video footage and pictures and stuff like that from the years before, or did you just go into it like I have no idea what this is going to be like? Let's just jump in.
I mean, I've been watching the Legions cons for the past 2 years, so I kind of had an idea.
Yeah.
But I'd been told that this one was going to be a lot bigger than the last couple of years, so.
And it was.
Yeah. And it was pretty big. And
Yeah.
I've only gone to the conventions out here in California, which isn't too many. But and then there are the ones that, I don't know if you guys know who Scott Zellner is. He kind of does the conventions out here.
Yeah, I've heard the name. Yeah.
So yeah, the ones at Heathrow kind of reminded me of LegionsCon. But
okay.
Yeah. It's pretty exciting.
So compact, but a lot of people and a little more focused than like a San Diego or something, which is very widely a wide cast net of things and stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't too crowded as I was expecting. And I think that whole thing where everybody says it like kind of stinks a lot. I didn't get that.
No. It hasn't been okay. So that was the hotel previously. It was hot. It was like November and it was like 65 degrees out. I don't think people were prepared for that. There was a lack of, let's say, deodorant in some cases. Just throughout the week. I mean, people were sweating. The setup night I remember was hot as hell, man.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So it was just the place. This is a lot more airier and it's not anymore. It was that 1 year. Even the years before that weren't that bad. I think it was just the area that we were in, and the weather. The weather was hot that year.
And the whole setup that they did with the store. So I'm like, I'm guessing from the last 2 years it wasn't like this year. So
that was different this year.
So much better.
Yeah, I loved the change that they made in that sense.
Got in line, I think, at 9 or maybe 8, and we were out of there at like 9. It was pretty quick, in and out. And then it wasn't like long at all.
That's good.
The Armory, and then after that, we just went over to the exhibitor floor, and that was it. Yeah.
The Armory seemed to go really well. I mean, I was expecting. I was like picturing anyway, not expecting. I didn't know what to expect, but picturing a little bit of. I don't know, turmoil, because what I had in my head was that you were going to actually put the things together. Like you were going to pull the things and kind of walk away with like a figure in place. And I'm thinking we've all kind of popped and swapped, let's admit it. We know that it's not easy on the fly without heat sometimes, you know what I mean? Which it wasn't with these, you need a little heat on some of them. And I'm thinking this is going to really be, it's going to take a little while for somebody to get through this, figure out what they want, put it all together, put it in a box, et cetera, et cetera. The way they did it was great. I mean, just having it in baggies, ready to go. You take it, you could stick it in the box and, cover the thing up. And then at your leisure, at your table, later on when everybody's drinking in your hotel room, whatever, put it together at home. So that was great. I think the way they did it was fantastic. And by all accounts, like you could just walk up at any time after, sometime in the afternoon, early afternoon, and just go through it again if you wanted to. So
Yeah,
that was
I
good.
think Sunday
Yeah.
it was wide open all day.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Yeah, I don't know about Saturday. Maybe Saturday wasn't like that. I don't know. Anybody go through it like late or get like not have a ticket and just walk up to
I
it
think
later
by
on?
mid Saturday afternoon, I just walked up and went right back in because the first
That's what
time
I
I
seem to see. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got the gunmetal one, and then I saw somebody had the red one. I was only going to just get one because I was just running low on my funds. But I saw somebody had the red one at their table, and I had to go back. And like
The
I just
red one
walked
is so
through,
nice.
and yeah, it came out really nice.
That
So
looks awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was fully expecting not being able to even go to the thing because I'm not an early morning
So
riser.
say
And
that
they made
again.
it sound like you need tickets beforehand.
Oh yeah, nice.
I love the soft goods.
Yeah.
On
That's a good combo. I like that.
looks really good.
Yeah, and that's what people. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of. Well, now I have. People are taking them home and swapping them with other parts and the exclusives and things like that. Oh yeah, Terrence got the green. I love that green. The green is gorgeous.
Yeah, the green
I
was
had
the
to
one
do
that
that.
went out the quickest when I went. So I went Saturday and Sunday, and half the
Lucky
green
you.
parts are gone on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Huh.
There will be a green one similar to that. I think a different helmet coming out.
Yeah, that red
the
looks so
pre-packaged
good,
ones.
man.
The red is just wild.
Yeah.
The red reminds me a little bit of like a lighter Vorgus Vermilius
Yes,
wash
totally.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I really like.
It looks
I mean, I
real-
know a lot of people. I like the new Vorgus, but a lot of people. I do have to give it like an edge to the old one. I just like the paint job on it a little bit better. The new one's nicer. I mean, detail wise, but like that old one is really nice.
Joe, you were pointing behind you. All four of those are all four yours that you made?
Yeah, I mean that's not all the ones I got, but all four of those are Armory.
Here,
That's
let's
awesome.
zoom in.
Those.
Can we zoom? No, we can't zoom in. Sorry.
Is he one of like almost
No, I
every
didn't.
color? Right?
Fish.
Pinch to zoom.
Yeah, I tried to go with builds because my going in, I had this plan like to go in a certain amount of times and to get all the parts and things like that because I'm a completist. But it didn't take very long, and I totally got drawn into just hanging out with the people, and I was like, I get what I get. But I still managed to get in there quite a few times, and Brick Something helped me out because he went to the intern for a day. And
Yes.
yeah, he sold me some of his figures. So from that, so I ended up with a pretty good haul of figures. So pretty happy with that.
I think it needs to be said though, Kirby was the MVP of the Armory experience with his app.
110%.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And what did I hear yesterday? Did I hear? Because I kind of cut out. Was it on? Was it on? Oh God, what show was I watching? Somewhere, Joe. If Joe V is in the chat, I didn't see him, so he may not be. But somebody said something about like maybe. Don't quote me because I maybe misheard this, but maybe they'll take that into consideration and do something like that. And Joe kind of not confirmed, but suggested that they are looking at that for sure to do something along those lines. Maybe they'll have Kirby do it. I don't know, but it was fantastic, man. Like that was
My friend that I
use
went
it.
with, he spent the whole night the night before playing with that, like in the hotel room for like hours.
Yeah.
I saw him. I looked over and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I got to get myself ready for tomorrow." And he was really.
And he was super
He
disappointed.
got some different ones that he had built. But yeah, that really came in handy, big time.
Yeah, the only thing you need to do is just like print those out, or well, I guess you take a screenshot and then you got exactly
that's
what
what I
you need
did.
right there on your phone and
Yep.
walk through.
Joe V just popped in the chat, so now you
There he
can
is.
ask him. He'll tell you.
Joe, you said something about the other day, like somebody was talking about Kirby's app to kind of swap the parts on the Armory experience, and I thought somebody said, hey, maybe they'll do something like that or take something from that or something, and I don't know. I don't want to get you in trouble, and like I don't know if you were sort of speaking off the cuff or whatever, but anyway. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. But I think it would be a great idea for them even to, get Kirby and get some pictures maybe this year. It was I didn't take those pictures, but I don't think they were thinking about it anyway. I wouldn't have been about having them sort of straight on so that you
Yeah.
could kind of cut
Perfectly
them and,
match them up. Yeah.
and match them up and stuff, which would be great. It was still very helpful, and it looked really good. Like
Between that,
you
and
could tell what
having
you
the-
were buying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You knew what you were buying. So
between that and having the pictures up, like on Insta from Four Horsemen's page about
Yes.
the 10 that they are going to offer. So you didn't necessarily, want to have to double up and create those exact ones. If you want to try and mix something
Yeah, I
up
don't
or
know
get
if
the
anybody-
parts that they're not going to offer,
Right.
like the cloth stuff or the leather stuff. Or
I'm assuming somewhere on the Cabal, and I might have missed it, somebody probably went through and like checked off the ones that were going to be on.
I did that.
stock ones.
Not for
You did
anybody
that?
else, just for myself. Yeah.
Oh wow, nice, Joe. That's
Smart.
really nice
Yeah.
of you, Joe. That's
I didn't think anybody would be
Gotcha.
interested. So yeah.
No, I think that would have been great. Like then, like here's what's left. Well, the other problem with that is you don't want to like do the work for everybody else, and then like everybody.
That wasn't
grabbing
what I
those
was
parts,
thinking.
you know?
I just
No, I know, but I would be thinking that, quite frankly.
Okay.
To be honest.
Someone in the Cabal actually did black out the items that
Okay, they
would
did.
be in the 10.
Okay.
And so you knew, okay, so these items are not going to be in the 10 pre-built,
Right.
so you better get
Yeah.
them at LegionsCon.
Which is why the
Might-
brown and black
might even
leather
have been
went really
Bill.
quick,
I
right?
can't remember if that's who
yeah,
it was.
none of the cloth arms and legs are making it into that later sale. So
Right.
those
oh
were
yeah, you're
lost.
right. There aren't. Yeah, yep, that's true. So if you got those, you got those. I don't know. I don't know if it was Mr. Allen. I'm not really sure. It might have been.
I think it was on my wife's yesterday morning when that topic came up. My
Oh,
wife's gonna
you
kill
know
me,
what?
I
That's
think.
what it was. It was
Yeah.
on my wife is going to kill me. Yeah. Anyway, so Tom, it is Tom, right?
Talking with your brother Tom.
Oh, me.
We are brothers. In case you didn't know that, I think everybody knows that at this point. But
And that makes Tom
So-
and I brothers apparently too, right?
yeah. Well, he's your younger brother. That's fine. Yeah.
The brother I just got to meet.
That's right. So you came down to this, and you're now. I don't know if I'm speaking. You're a self-professed kind of introvert, you know.
Oh,
and
very
there are a
much so.
lot of people who are like that, right? I mean, there are a lot of people there who I know who said, "Hey, I don't know if I could go to this, or if I feel comfortable going to this, or talking about it, prior to this in the." Even people like Cloud, even though she's there with her wife, there's some people with some social anxiety, and everybody I've talked to that stuff is kind of, for the most part, like gone out the window when they get there, because they just find that everybody is extremely welcoming and nice, and they want to talk to you. You know what I mean? If you just sit
Absolutely.
down in the room, in the front room, the lobby, and start chatting somebody up, you're chatting, man. You're talking. It's not there's no cold shoulders. There's no like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? Everybody's cool, man. It's great. So did you find that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just it being in line, people starting up conversations just about what's going on, and no, it was great. I am very much an introvert, and I thought it was fantastic. I wish I had talked to more people. I wish I had. I
Yeah.
spent the first couple hours of each day just walking around with my camera as a guard between me and people, just taking pictures and stuff. Just, Yeah. But yeah, once I got more comfortable, yeah, everybody was great.
Yeah, and next year it does take a year. You know what I mean? Like you get to know people,
Oh, yeah.
and like if our brains are related at all, I'm terrible at remembering names. I can remember your face immediately,
absolutely.
but I your name, and so it takes me 3 or 4 times, and I have done that embarrassing thing where I've said I don't do it anymore, but I said it's nice to meet you, and like, yeah, we met last year. I'm like, oh shit. And then when I know your name, it's like, oh yeah, right. But like, I forget. Okay. So anyway, but next year will be different. You'll know a few people, and,
Oh yeah,
and
can only imagine it'll get better.
it's not even groups. It's such a weird thing for me. Like I know people do have their groups. I wouldn't even call it the clique thing, like in school or anything like that. It's just a group. It's just people like you're like, hey, we're gonna go over here later. We're gonna have dinner or whatever, and you just kind of go. But every year I want to spread that out, and every year it just happens to be like like 2 groups of people or something, that I end up, and I'm like, because I talked to Emil today, just to find out he was doing. He's a little under weather as well, and I'm like, dude, I feel like I didn't even get to like sit down and talk to you. I talked to you during the show a couple minutes, but I didn't really sit and talk to Emil, and I really want to do that. So yeah, it's tough. It's kind of hard that it's only 2 days, and I really want people to show up earlier so we can hang out for more time. But it's great. It's
even
great
so.
anybody...
I don't know. It was after I got home, and this was the same last year and this year too. But I've heard a few more people share this sentiment, and it kind of gave me some relief. But I almost came home and I'm like, what just happened? Like, it's sort of a blur in a way.
Yeah.
Like until you look back and you really think on it, and you look at some photos and stuff, and because there is so much going on. There's so many people you want to see and talk to, and you do talk to, but it's just like, it's like sensory overload, man. So I came home and I'm like, was that a dream? Did this really happen? It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I can compare it to is, when I got married, you get married, you have your big event, and like you're getting pulled in a million different directions for photographs. Everyone who comes to the ceremony wants to talk to you for a couple seconds, and then when it's all over, because you were too busy being pulled for photographs, and you're like, did I talk to anybody? And later on you look at the pictures and you're like, yeah, I talked to that person and this person and that person, but you don't remember any of it. It just feels like a blur,
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and breakfast is Thomas says he got breakfast with Tom. Super great to have this meals with friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. The breakfast is kind of like, especially when you have to wait. It's like, hey, there's a seat over there. Like, yeah, go, man, go. Like, and you're just sitting with anybody. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. You just get to know people. We got to know Eric LeBron's mom sitting with us. Yeah, she's fantastic. She was amazing.
And sweeter, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Trevor.
she was amazing. Yeah.
Could we give away that book from last night? I don't know.
Nate's book?
Yeah.
Well, since you have 2, I can certainly do that if you'd like.
Yeah, to one of the people in the chat.
Yeah.
And also, can we talk about how freaking cool Tom Belay is? That guy just has this freaking coolness, man. He's such a... When I left, he was still up, rocking, smoking, sitting outside. I don't know what he was doing.
Monday morning?
Yeah.
I know. I get down to the lobby at like 6:30, and there's a handful of people down there, and that was the first question, like, all right, who's up early and who's still up from last night? And Thomas is the only one that said, yep, that'd be me.
I was up at 4 outside, and he was out there.
Yeah.
It surprised me. I mean, like, I don't know, Tom, he seems so like healthy and like just chill, and like kind of like, I figured he's a guy, I got to get 8 hours of sleep, and I don't know, like,
maybe.
That's just how cool he is. It's all facade.
Yeah, 51 weeks of the year. But when it comes to Legions Week,
that's right. He saved it all up.
Party man. Yeah,
that's
he's
true.
Great dude.
Let's. All right, here we go. Hashtag 2 words.
That's awesome.
You're gonna get a copy of the 2 words that save Christmas, because Rob has won 2 from me now, so he's willing to give up 1. He still has to get the other one from me. And your figure as well. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Hashtag 2 words, and we can win a copy of 2 words that save Christmas from Nate and Emil. If I tell you what, if I have my signed copy, since I can get another one next year, maybe I'll make it the signed copy if I can.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to get that. So there's a lot of people that couldn't make it to the show. So. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see who wins it. If you were able to make it to the show, you're not getting that one. Sorry.
Nice. That's awesome.
We'll see. We'll see what you get when you open up the package. But thank you, Rob. Appreciate that, man. Joe G. So
yes,
you
sir.
are apparently much taller than everybody thought. And
apparently,
looking
I
at you
heard
on
that at
screen,
least
I see
30
all our
times.
heads except for Tom's are like busting. Now I know Tom is tall, so like that, I just know that already. But yeah,
I'm going to get one of those
here.
tapes like what they have at the bank with the numbers on it.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Oh, put it on the wall behind you right there. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
So it'll have the 6. The 6 will be like right
sitting,
here.
you're like 4 3/4, something like that, 4'9".
Yeah, apparently.
Like so standing, you're going to be.
People
6
think
feet.
that I stand for the show, and it's just I'm only as tall as a chair back, or what?
I don't know.
I don't know what
is.
happened with that. That was the
I don't
strangest thing for me at the con was everyone saying,
it's not
like,
just
wow,
you
you're
though,
so tall.
because I think I've done this to just about every YouTube personality that I've ever met in real life. Like they're completely like, you get an idea of what they're like, and then you're not really judging their height at all. Like I recognize you, I know what you look like, but I had no idea you were only this big, or I had no idea you were 7 feet tall. The first time I met Dan Larson, I had a feeling he was tall. I don't know how, but like he was much taller than I thought he was. So yeah. So you met a lot of people.
Somebody, when I saw Joe, I thought he was going to be my height, but it was like, "What's up, Joe? How's it going up there?" Really tall guy. But,
To be fair, Rob has socks taller than you.
and
But,
Joe, you're a lot like really skinny, man. Like that's the other thing. You're tall and skinny.
And so skinny
Yes,
is
that's true,
the way
too.
that I
You
would
look much
describe
younger, too.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that was said too after the show.
I agree.
And I'm completely
on
blown
that.
away by that. I guess I don't, more than anything, I don't feel young. So to hear that I look young, it was a definite shock.
well,
Considering all the
mean,
gray hair and my beard.
You don't
and
have to tell us exact, but where are you in the spectrum of age? Like, are you?
I'm 47.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're cool.
Yeah.
I'm saying that. That's cool. Yeah. You don't. Yeah. Do you moisturize?
Just a pup.
You look really good.
It's the cigarettes. I'm telling you, man. That's
okay. Well, wow.
No, I don't.
The complete
That's why
opposite
I
effect of on you than it does to everybody else.
Apparently, I don't know. Yeah. So
that or one day, like in like 5 years, you're just gonna wake up and it's just gonna be like, it's just gonna completely.
Yeah, like when I stopped
consume
stealing life from other people, you know, like
right.
That's why I give so many hugs
magic.
at the con. Just
Figure
take
out
a
what
few
life
months from each person, and then I'm all right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. No, that was going to the con did wonders for my self-esteem, apparently, because I'm taller, thinner, and younger than I thought that I was before
There
I
you
went.
go.
So.
Greg does not look 47 either. I got to give it to
Right.
Greg.
No,
I
that's
thought
shocking.
I thought he was
For
younger
sure.
than that too.
Way
so.
younger. Yeah.
Kevin too, man. Holy shit, man. There's a lot of
Damn.
people in there. Y'all are young,
I know.
bitches.
Fuck.
Bitches. Arthas, you are not. Are you 49?
I was
God
going to
damn,
say
man.
the same thing. He is not 49.
Jeez.
No
I had a
way.
full-on conversation with him.
What am
All
I
right.
doing wrong, man?
What have we learned here? Toys keep you young.
Yeah.
I
Keep you young.
swear they
There
do, man.
Hell yeah.
I can agree with
Mine
that.
Yeah,
never
Guaisagwe, 50 club. There we go.
I'm 50.
Yeah, Guaisagwe doesn't look 50 either, man. Like that's great. Yeah, LeBron too. LeBron defies age as well.
Yeah.
As does his mom, because he's 51 and his mom is like she's in her 60s. Like right,
I know,
like it's
right?
crazy.
She seems, yeah.
Well, everybody's putting their age down. That's cool. Yeah, 78 was pretty tall too. Yeah, I didn't expect
Yeah,
him to be
Yeah, I was
quite
expecting
tall.
him to be shorter as well. I
Same,
don't know
man.
why, but I did.
Good dude. I'm glad to finally meet him too.
Yeah.
You know, there's a hashtag. You're not supposed to be putting your age. You're supposed to be putting hashtag 2 words. You could put your age after that if you want to. That's fine.
There were two YouTubers that blew me away height-wise.
That's funny, man.
Speak for yourself, man. Good lord.
I did actually. Van just had that. Was it sort of
We're
like
both
that?
pickled. That's the thing, man. We're both
Oh
pickled.
God.
Pickle.
What were you saying, Jeff? 2 YouTubers? What?
Yeah, there were two YouTubers that blew me away that I was like, oh, I thought you were going to be tall and that guy was going to be small. I thought Jared Toy Bro was going to be tall. And then I saw Sir Dork and he was the taller guy compared to Jared. So I was like, what? You guys look smaller and taller in your videos.
Yep.
It's funny
Yeah,
how your brain
all right,
fills
so
that
the-
information in.
Yeah. It is. It's weird. It's weird. People are just sitting in a chair and you expect them to be. All right. So forget that. I don't know why that was a whole 20 minutes of your height and your age.
Yeah, that was the whole con for me. Yeah.
So well, it sounded like you had like a similar thing to Robo. Like Robo couldn't even get on the floor till like the second day because people were just stopping to take
except
pictures.
that-
You had the same thing. You were like, Joe, it's Joe, it's Joe.
Yeah, it was so surreal to me anyways, because this wasn't just my first LegionsCon. This was my first convention.
Yeah.
And I was really expecting to be kind of a wallflower, not having really met anyone in real life before, except for a few people, that I would kind of just hang in the background and, you know, I'd say hello to people and stuff like that, but I'd pretty much just be watching the show. And everyone made me feel like I was some kind of superstar, which I am not, but it was just like the moment I walked through the door, it was like, Joe. And I was just ambushed with people and hugs, and it went on
That's
almost nonstop for 4
Yep.
days. Well, thank you, Gina. But it was such a surreal, amazing experience to have everyone so happy to see me. G almost tackled me. I saw him across the lobby, and I gave him the pro wrestling finger point thing, and that little dude ran so fast and crashed into me. He almost took me off my feet. I wasn't
Like
ready.
a bowling ball and a pin.
Oh
Just
man,
boom, like...
yeah, he almost took me down. So, but yeah, the whole con experience was pretty amazing. But there was one thing I wanted to bring up since Tom is here.
Yep.
I got to ambush him on the floor of the show and force him to look at my Instagram and like my pictures.
There you go.
Yeah, that
Pretty
was
cool,
that
right?
was a highlight for me.
That's
It
pretty
was
cool.
great. Like, it's funny because like a lot of people I know from various places on the internet, and like Joe, I know a lot from, when we do our 1/6 show and whatnot. Like Joe will be in the chats there, and I had no idea he was on Instagram. So he showed me, he was like, "Of course I'm gonna follow you." And then I got to see like all the amazing like custom stuff that he's been doing, and like see his like dabbling into toy photography and everything. I think it's great. Love
Yeah.
those moments.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tom's being nice. I was like, you better like that.
No,
You
no, you
have the knife, right?
Because he's got a knife. He's got a knife. He will shiv you.
It was funny too because
Uh,
there was one day I was in the lobby. I was just doing the dailies on my stupid game that I'm addicted to on my phone, and Joe walks by and he's like, "You're not allowed to like wallflower there." What you said something to me of that effect, and I felt
No
like,
loitering,
oh,
yeah.
someone found me when I shouldn't be found.
I don't know why there was so much activity going on that if I saw anyone standing by themselves, like not interacting with other people, I would just felt like saying like no loitering, and that was just something I did like the whole con to all kinds
That's cool.
of people.
I mean, that's the way to go, man. Just start talking to people, and like, hopefully you haven't met them before, and they know who you are. But you'll just meet new people, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's great. Like I do wish like I have a booth, but there are times I do get huge thanks again to Nate and Bill for watching the booth for me while I walked around, but it wasn't enough time, and I really do wish. I kind of almost want to approach it as just a spectator at some point. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I just really want to do that. It's kind of a dream. Yes, Joe didn't bring his knives. He was just kidding. He's a super nice guy.
Yeah, and that's a warning to anybody for future Legions cons. Be careful with the jokes that you make, because I made that joke on this show just as a stupid throwaway line, and boy, did the community grab onto that.
Yeah.
As much as I was asked, how tall I was, or that they were surprised that I was that tall, I got offered knives an obscene amount of times during the show. Just like
Little
people lift up
tiny
their shirt, like, you want to use my knife?
Oh,
like
real knives.
Real
Oh, geez. Good.
knives.
Wow.
And
Okay.
So I
To the
think
point that I was-
next year's T-shirt that you should have made, Joe. It should say "No loitering, or I'll cut you."
Yeah, right.
Or
it
will
was to the point
shiv for parts. You know what I mean?
that I
Something
was
like that.
afraid to touch a knife while I was there. I was putting butter on my toast with a spoon, because if anything happened, I was like, it wasn't me. I haven't touched a knife the whole time I've been in Jersey. One of those things. So.
Joe, you're from NorCal?
No, Nevada, excuse me. Northern Nevada. Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought for some reason you're in California.
No, I'm from California originally, but I've been in Nevada most of my life. So
Gotcha.
about 100 miles east of Reno, little western town.
I shot a man in Reno. Just to watch him die.
That's pretty normal out here, actually.
Yeah, sure.
It's the Wild West still. Yeah.
They don't use knives.
Speaking of being able to walk around and seeing people you want to talk and stop and chat with, and the same thing happens to you. The one gripe I have about that hotel, and I think otherwise it's perfect, is that there's no bathroom in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting, you're sitting there, you're having drinks, you're having beers, and I feel like the urge to pee coming on, but I don't want to get up because I don't want to miss any conversation. So I wait till the last second until I'm like, up to here. And then it's like, I got a beeline to the bathroom, and I'm like, I kind of want blinders on because I don't want to see anyone and I don't want them to see me. So I'm almost feel like people think I might be an asshole as I'm walking by. Like, don't talk to me. Like,
I've got Yeah,
But
I was thankful that I didn't have to pee when I was walking by. Just shelve it because, and it wasn't last year because they were literally pulling people as they were going to the bathroom and like, no, dude, I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like I can't stop to talk to you for 20
Our
minutes.
room was pretty close off the elevator once you got on there. The
Yeah.
shitty part of that though is like going
Loud.
to sleep at night. It was super loud.
Yeah.
You could hear all of you
Mm.
partying it up.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
lobby becomes Legion Con Part 2.
Yeah, you want to check you want to kind of check your position. They don't have maps of the hotel, but now that you know,
Now that I know,
and like,
yeah.
you want to like, no. What room am I getting? No. I want third floor away in the back. As much as it is a walk, yeah, it's quiet.
If you check the
this-
Google reviews for that hotel, that is the main thing that everybody talks about. Just, yeah, you can hear that. It's pretty loud.
Jesse, this shocks me. I thought you were a pacifist. Terrible. Bill is not feeling well, gluten free. So I
Miss
know.
Bill.
Oh, I miss him too. We miss him. Yes, he'll be back. Okay, so Joe, we got some other things to talk to you about, but I do want to. So let me go around here, and I want to get some other people on here real quick. I don't want to go too long here, but let's start with Terrence since you're next in line. Let's say favorite pickup.
Mm.
Ooh.
I think I know what it is. Maybe I don't, but I have a feeling it might be
Is it behind you?
somewhere.
Well, yeah. So I didn't get this at the con, but it definitely came from the con.
Okay. Ooh, who we lose?
It was.
Jeff. We lost
Yeah,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Jeff, yeah.
But Simple Tricks and Nonsense had put this up on the Cabal the week after, and when they did, I immediately got tagged by a number of people, including Noah Pratt and others.
Can you make them big, Trevor? His screen?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So,
What are you, my producer now, Rob? Come on, just because I wear your shirt, you're like.
but yeah, this was the swig mask that was.
That's amazing.
Jesus, yeah.
That's wild.
That's a fantastic.
And
Yeah.
so it was a lot of folks basically reached out and said, "Hey, this is up for sale. You should definitely have this." And
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'll ever wear it, but I definitely thought that it was kind of an awesome trophy to take for
Heck yeah.
Hell
to
yeah.
celebrate what we accomplished with 1,000 swigs. And I hate to, I don't know what would have become of it elsewhere. I'm sure somebody else would have appreciated as much as I am, but I definitely feel like it's where
No.
it belongs. I feel like
Oh,
No,
100%.
it's
I can't imagine anybody
absolutely
else
where it
having that.
belongs.
Yeah.
Dude, you are forever.
So next
this
year's
is forever.
Legion-
I mean, we can continue 1,000 swigs next year, which I'm assuming we're going to, right? We're going to continue that until okay.
For now, yeah.
Now, is the plan to get 1,000 swigs and then move on to something else? Is that the
That's what I've been told
thought?
that George Gaspar had been. So my understanding is that
I know it was George kept that alive. Yeah.
yeah, Jeremy had gone in. I guess from what he told me, they went in that Monday, which I was surprised that they were really talking about this that quickly. But he told me
Yeah.
they went,
Mhm.
and they had the topic had been brought up about doing it again, and they said, well, what about skeletons? And George was like, no, we stick with 1,000 swigs, 1,000. So I think that it's a good plan for the time being. I would love to see it continue, no matter if we stay with swigs or not, but to still have some kind of an art community project going forward. I admit,
I can't even say that 1,000 times.
but I had gotten approached by a couple of cons since then who wanted to do something similar. I can't imagine doing this anywhere else other than LegionsCon, to be fair. I just think the way the community is, the Cabal, the customizers we have within it, and the participation level, I think that it's totally a LegionsCon thing and should be kept a LegionsCon thing.
Yeah. And
You know
I got to
what-
go back to this again real quick. But, we were talking about the smell of LegionsCon. Like, if this was a thing, oh, my God.
Oh yeah, that's that. I didn't even think about that. That's
Stunk.
true. Oof. Yeah. Well, hopefully they will have all aired out by that point.
Yeah,
but,
hopefully.
Yeah, dude, you were. I mean, like, so I'm hoping we can get to 1,000 next year, and I'm so sure you are too, because maybe
Sure.
you'd like to move on.
That's
maybe
a big
not.
jump. I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe like
Well,
going from
No,
250.
I would like to see it continue. I don't care if it continues for the next 3 or 4.
Yeah, I could see it
Con.
easily doubling, though. I mean, I could
Because
see 500
the
easy.
creativity that people are going to have to come up with, and the parts and stuff that they're going to be able to work with, I think you're going to see just more and more, and more people will know about it, have seen what was out there already. And again, you don't have to do anything into it. You can just bring a swig. People had it in a box, mint in box. It was great. Crocheted, Keithlin, crocheted, or I don't know if it's crocheted. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to knitting. But it was fantastic. Little stuffed swig. It was incredible. The creativity was amazing, and I think it could just continue for 3 or 4 years.
So the thought is bring what you've already done and bring something new too, right?
Wouldn't it be ironic if the Horsemen ended up having to order another 1,000 swigs just to cover the event, right?
That's true. What if? Oh my God! What if we run out of swigs? Good Lord!
What if we run out of swigs?
200 on the store Horsemen. So I mean, it could happen. There's only 200 left.
It could happen. There's only 200. Come on, people.
But I think the big thing is I just to me, we were talking earlier about how many people were their enthusiasm.
Swig is sacred.
I think that it was awesome in the fact that we really only did this in under 6 months, and it only became an official event at IshCon where Jeremy approached me and said it was funny. I was literally in talks with Curtis. Curtis was trying to negotiate something with me for maybe having some room on one of Len's tables over at the Wolf King area. And Jeremy walked up and he's like, "Hey, we're going to give you a room." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, "We're going to put it on the schedule." So, I mean, that only happened in August. So, I mean, the whole thing really became official from August. And then we had the event in November. I think now with a full year to build it up, I think we're going to have a lot more success. I think there were people who didn't know if it was a real thing. You know what I mean? Like,
or how it was going to go, or how it was going to feel, or what it was going to be. Like me, like I didn't, and now that I saw it, I'm like, man, I can't wait to see more next year. Even the same ones, because I panned and scanned it. I didn't look at everyone in detail.
Right.
I want to look at them. I really want to see them.
Some people might have to buy other swigs because I was actually gifted a swig. I saw a lot of people were gifting other.
Oh, that's a cool swig. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is cool.
That's Stoatzilla, right?
Wow.
What's that?
Is that Stoatzilla's the all black swig?
What's his name?
Stokes?
John Moore.
Big John Moore.
Yeah, I saw him in the elevator, and that was the one I was looking up on the table. And
That's
I
awesome.
really thought it was really cool. And I'm like, hey,
That's
the
great. I
swig.
love that.
Look at the eyes.
See, that's what I mean. Like, you've got, just an all black, like swig.
That's about
so much stuff to do.
That's about the extent of my customizing ability. So,
Well,
mine.
That was inspired by Noob Saibot from Mortal Kombat, right?
Okay.
It was one of the secret characters, I think so. It was just made out of smoke. A ninja made out of smoke.
Really cool.
So, Rob,
so this being the first year of it, I mean, huge success. Huge.
Yeah.
I think so.
Absolutely.
I mean, to me, the things that really meant the most, it all meant a lot to me, but I think some things that really stood out to me, highlights, if you will, maybe these are the pickups for me as far as like on an emotional standpoint. We were there and it was great to see Corn Boy come into the room, and he was with George, and like to see him like really taken aback, like emotional almost, at what he was seeing on the table. Eric Trethaway stood back for a while and just took it all in, and like he walked over to me. It was funny. Jeremy, I don't think caught it at first, but Eric walked over to me and he looked at my shirt that I was wearing, which was the twig printed shirt I had made, and he's like, "Where did you get this?" And I was totally waiting for him to tell me that's not a licensed piece of merchandise or something, but instead he was telling me how fantastic he liked the shirt. And, they were all great. Jeremy, gave a great speech there. You guys were present for that, I think. So, I mean, that stuff. And then afterwards, watching Big Dub's video where he talked to you, Trevor. I mean, like, again, like you guys go to a lot of cons. I go to a lot of cons. I think it was really, for me, it was heartwarming to hear you guys say how unique you thought it was and how much it was, true to the spirit, I think, of LegionsCon as an art show. I think that really stood out to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it hit, like you were saying, Trevor, hit on so many different levels.
And Tom saying in the chat, just imagine Swig becomes the most expensive figure because there are no originals. They've all been customized.
I hope so. I have a few.
The ultimate.
That is true. Like, people are not going to start hoarding them because like it was like they're in abundance. I think about that all the time with the customizing, man. Like, what, this is among all lines, and we'll get back to what I'm asking here in a minute, but like got to be one of the most customized lines of all time of toys, right? I mean, and maybe I don't even know Glyos. Like Glyos, probably not. Like it's got to be the most. And like that's going to cut down on some of the older figures. So it all works.
Meanwhile, everyone like the people at Hasbro are like, how can we come up with 1,000 rows?
Rose.
What was that?
Zuvian, the 1,000 Zuvians.
Yes, I was trying to think of that name. I was like, Dr. Zhivago? No, it's Zuvian.
Zuvian had a moment there. It was kind of like
did.
that when people were just wanting Zuvian because it was just so stupid and it was on every shelf, like 40 of them or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, So I don't know what happened to Rob, but there he is. Okay.
I was looking for a head sculpt that I think might have been from John Moore. But I'm not sure. I'll talk to you.
So, favorite pickup from the show?
That I actually bought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that you actually bought.
This one.
Oh yeah. Good Lord. Let's zoom in on that thing. Oh yeah. So this is Kier first. First what? What's her name? Am I putting you on the spot? I'm sorry. First.
Valkyrie.
I can't remember. Anyway, Kier. She's Kier. She's of Court of the Dead.
Valkyrie of the Dead.
Yeah. And it's a really cool line from there's statues and there's lore from Sideshow Collectibles. They actually Boss Fight Studios has done like some 3 3/4 versions of them as well. Actually,
but they're coming out with some 6-inch soon.
Yeah, they are actually. Yeah, they are. But I mean, he nailed that thing, man. He absolutely nailed that thing.
Crushed it.
You know what? They also released these little miniature. I don't know what these are. What the size?
Like blanks.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, under Court of the Dead. Oh, that's weird. They've had those before. Weird. But yeah, that was beautiful. I mean, Emil, I got a Stormtrooper from him this year to go with the Darth Vader that I bought from him last year. Yeah, he's too expensive for me now. No, he's it's great.
It's my second year that I've done something from Emil, and I don't think it will be the last. He's just on hold.
Worth every penny. The man is a genius. I mean, it's art. Again, going back to everything we're talking about, there's an element to this community, this con, that's like different, man. It's different. Like there's people within it who are just like, have evolved into, and I'm talking to Jeremy about this. I wanted to do it this year, and I talked about it in the last show, I think, but an art show, at least a showing of people who are toy photographers who are doing Mythic Legions photography. Some of those top people as well.
Up from him.
Oh wow! Holy crap!
The game bit that he did.
Oh yeah.
Wow, awesome.
Amazing.
Is he holding like a meerkat?
Yeah. He's gonna charge him up and chuck him. I got this last year from Lenny Kingpin.
Oh, is it Lenny?
Oh,
yeah, Lenny.
Lenny's
Lenny's
awesome too.
Got some great stuff.
This was like really cool.
Yeah, his Day of the Dead stuff he does.
Yes,
is great too.
absolutely. So I'm saying, like, it's incredible. It's an amazing thing. Tom, would love that gallery. Yeah, it's gonna happen, Tom. It's gonna happen. I'm talking to him now so that we can get it worked out by next year, because I had too much to do this year, and it kind of slipped by. But yeah, that is gonna actually absolutely happen.
Yeah. Any help needed with that? Let me know.
For sure. I'm gonna make a call. Anybody I sent out a link to, like, if you want to jump in now, I don't know if I'll bring you in right away, but like in a few minutes. I know we're going on like an hour and a half here, but if it's okay with everybody, we'll go a little long. But I want to bring a couple other people. Okay.
Hey Trevor,
Tom, what was your
wait on?
Eventually. Yeah, eventually. Maybe him and Robo on the show or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I already told him and Dan. Toy Galaxy, that I'd like to get them on as well to talk about from kind of their perspective as well. Tom, what'd you pick up that you absolutely loved? Favorite thing?
Which Tom are you talking to?
Oh yeah, no, Tom with an H. Sorry, you're a host, Tom.
Honestly, they were older figures like Thrace and
okay.
What's the purple wizard? I can't remember.
Oh, Arazak, yeah.
Just because I wanted a figure that looked like me, bald and long beard. So.
There you go.
But
Yeah, nothing wrong with
and
that.
even Thrace was just because I wanted it for a custom.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was
it's
literally-
a
it's
good
the-
place
the
to
fact
fill
that I was
the
going
holes
and
in
we
their
were going-
collection.
Yeah, just straight for okay. I want to take this and rip it apart. It was
Yeah.
it's cool.
That's the place to do it.
So do you think you're going to jump into customizing? I mean, I know you've done some pop and swap stuff, but like,
No, I mean, I did the swig. That was kind of I did some other stuff from Black Series stuff like that, but yeah, no, it's so much more satisfying with those with these, anyways.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's less pop and swapping between Marvel Legends and you know, and which is the reason like I really thought that they, you know, it would be tough for them to go double jointed, but they're doing it, and you know, it's going to be a little different. Like they're not going to be completely 100% compatible, you know, in every, you know, breakdown of like an arm or a leg with, you know, the 1.0 bodies, but as a whole, the leg will be, as a whole, the arm will be. So it's going to be interesting to see that stuff, and it's good to see it evolve. But yeah, Jeff, what'd you pick up that you that you absolutely love?
Well, I think I showed a lot of your stuff on Off-Road 2.0.
Yeah, you did. I was really appreciative. You don't have to do that again, and
which I was really
Suck up.
happy to get.
It worked, Jeff. Here you are.
Yeah,
On
you're
the
here.
big show. Yep.
But I didn't get to a lot of vet or exhibitor tables. It wasn't in the cards this year. But I did.
Liz was watching your pocketbook. That's why.
Definitely, for sure. That is one caveat of bringing your wife. But I did get a lot of pre-orders or pre-sales, so I went to those tables and picked up stuff. And one of it was I got the Peanuts shirt from the Euro Legions. And of course,
that's awesome. I missed that shirt. I forgot that was a shirt. I got the sticker.
Yeah, I got the sticker, and I wanted that shirt, and so I messaged John, and he was like, "Yeah, we're basically out of shirts." And when I got there, he was like,
"Great.
Were you looking for a medium?" I was like, "Yeah, I want a medium instead of large." And he's like, "Here it is." So I got the right size and everything. But
excellent.
you know, you get to a table and you start looking around, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy that now." So some of the sculpts that John had.
That's great.
That's great.
That's really
That's
cool.
so cool. Yeah, John did some great cosmic stuff this year, man. His aliens were kicking ass. There you go.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Ooh, that's a good take on
That's a
that.
great sculpt. Yeah, I haven't seen like that painted
So
up.
I've got
this
some
one
skull
I think
ones,
is blacklight.
Oh yeah, he did a lot of
reactive.
blacklight this year. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
And this one, I was like, oh, I got to get something like that looking on my Cosmic. So,
yeah, another bunch of guys that I love those guys. I talk to them all the time, and I know I sat down and talked to them, but like it just wasn't enough time, man. There's just not enough time to talk to everybody that you see once a year. It sucks. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Curtis, were you new to the
first time, Curtis?
Yeah, Curtis is like, I didn't get my link. Let me bring somebody else in here who is also fucking medium.
Yeah.
Dude, medium is like I every time somebody comes up and says, "Oh, to a shirt like a LegionsCon shirt," is like, I need a medium. I'm like, yes, I love you.
I've been being in a medium since middle school.
Oh yeah, I haven't been a medium since middle school either. Another person who is new to the show, and I talked a lot to, is just a super personable person and all over the place. Heinrich Hoffman. We talked a lot offline.
Hello.
Like before this,
Heinrich.
we were back and forth and chatting and commenting and stuff. And yeah, so happy to see you and your wife there. How you doing, man? How you doing? You got a little bit of something after?
Yeah,
COVID, right?
My wife and I both got COVID. Thankfully, it didn't really start feeling it until like Wednesday, because we drove back on Monday. We stopped off in Lancaster to pick up my mother-in-law and drive her back, and she's got health problems, and
I believe that's
we did not give her COVID, so that's the good news, is we did not
God.
spread anything down there. But evidently we just heard Lancaster's getting a big COVID bug because my nephew has COVID now, so the family may not be coming down for Thanksgiving. But no, listen.
You see what you started? You had to go to a con. You had
I know. But
Worth
listen,
it.
I gotta say this. First of all, I had a great LegionsCon. I've been to big shows. Jeff mentioned going to San Diego Comic-Con. I've been twice, 96 and 99. So I've been to big shows before. And I had gone to Maryland Toy Expo this June, and I met Lenny from Wolf King. I met Jordan and Van from Purple Gang Gang.
Yep.
And a bunch of other members of the Cabal. And you know what? It was such a small gathering, but it was such a huge show, and it made me really want to come to LegionsCon. So my lovely wife, agreed to go, and she was a little nervous, but I told her, it's like, listen, I watched a lot of you guys talking about the road to LegionsCon, and some of your episodes I watched twice, and I watched Dorclair, and I watched my buddy Zach went last year, who lives here in Manassas with me, and I literally took everybody's kind of suggestions and information, and like I like planning for stuff, so I put together a plan of like tables I was going to hit. I did pre-orders with people, and out of everything that I wanted to hit, there was only 4 tables I really didn't get a chance to spend time at, or people I didn't get to talk to. But I got to tell you what, it was so much fun. This was the best con I'd ever been to, and
Awesome.
And my wife had a good time, to the point we were at Dirk Design's table on Sunday, and she saw a painted Jesselyn head, and so she wanted to buy it. I'm like, okay, and which is great. So she bought it, and then he's like, oh, you should go talk to Jesse, because you can how to make the figure. So we went over to just shelve it and talked to Jesse, and Jesse started to give us some ideas. I'm like, hold on a second, Jesse, hold on, let me get my camera, and I turned it on video mode, and I'm just, go ahead, Jesse, and I have it on the figure, and I'm recording everything Jesse's saying, and I'm like, okay, I can do that. That's why I said the swig is going to get kit bashed, because he's going to get kit bashed into a Jesselyn. So it was really fun. My wife got into it, and which was great. We bought Armory Experience was incredible.
Yeah.
And that was absolutely fun. I've got so many. I ended up making 9 nights.
Wow.
And one of them though I sent to Kirby, because when I heard Kirby didn't make it, I was bummed out. So I took one and I sent one. Nice. I sent him with the head with Kirby. Plus, they had a bunch of stickers, so I sent it to Kirby. But we got and then also Pop and Swap. Saturday night was awesome, and Saturday night I got from my wife, because she likes cats. So I picked up the purple head and the tail.
Nice. Oh, nice.
So
Perfect.
Sunday afternoon, we're sitting there
on the Purple Knight.
That's
a good idea, man. I like that, yeah.
So we're sitting outside the little couch there, right outside the vendor, and Cullen comes up and sits down with us, and I'm like, I think maybe you should get the Purple Knight, and Cullen's like, oh yeah, you should definitely do that. That'll work. So we did that, and that was exciting. One of my favorite people that I got to converse with, not only Trevor, was Mark Calvo. And from Spain.
Yes.
And so Mark offered up pre-orders that you can pick up at the show. So I picked up, make sure I get there it is. So I picked up that head, and that's my tribute to my great-grandfather, who was a huntsman for the last emperor of Austria.
Wow. Cool.
So in Austria, they dress up all in green. They're not usually in armor. They usually, it's usually a suit. But I like that head Mark did.
Excellent.
I got another head from Noah Pratt.
Nice.
So that's I think it's a My Action figure, he said.
Yeah, Noah does amazing work.
And then this was one of my other knights here from the gunmetal.
Very cool.
And let's see. This one I had to do a little customization when I got home. I added the dragon wings too.
That's a great look.
Cool. Yeah. So next year, guys,
Very
dragon
cool.
wings. If you can do the Armory Experience, come on, 4 Horsemen, the dragons.
Yeah, I'm wondering what they're going to do next year. We'll see. We'll see.
And then Borderland Horde. Those guys were amazing.
Yeah, they had a great selection of stuff.
They had 3 of these painted, and I was tempted to pick up all 3. I'm like, no, I got other tables to do. So I bought this one. It's perfect on the Red Knight that I put together. And then the other thing that I pre-ordered from them, which was absolutely amazing, is the battle.
Yeah.
So they painted that for us.
Nice.
So that was
Cool.
fun. Ben and the guys are absolutely amazing, and they were busy the whole time. I got to meet Dennis Derby. There's so many people I got to meet. That was so much fun. Rob and I ran into each other like in the middle of the room somewhere. So that was fun.
What do you got on this shirt there, Rob?
Greg Schmerber.
Sucker.
There we go.
God, Jesus.
And speaking of Schmerber, I was on
Schmerb's the man. I love Schmerber.
Schmerber and I talked so much at the LegionsCon that we actually did a show that will be, I think, next week maybe. That we did new to Mythics, new to LegionsCon, and talked about his experience at intern, G-Con, and then also my experience at the show as well. So we talked a lot about meeting people. Trevor, you and I bumped into each other at Noble Bear Customs while you were picking out a head.
That's right.
We got our selfie together.
That's awesome.
Right. That's right.
So,
oops, that's not what T-shirt con. Yeah, T-shirt con. Holy crap, man! I was putting my T-shirts in a stack, and like I've got a problem with pop culture T-shirts as it is. Like I got a lot of nice clothes, like, and I try to not wear a black pop culture T-shirt every fucking day, because my wife and I both work from home, so like I try to like pretend I'm in an office and I have to wear something else. But my God, and they're all great. Like I love them all. Like they're all fantastic. Hedgehogs had a pink one. The Legions ladies with the blue. It's great. It's a variety. They're not all black. Thank God. But I do like my black T-shirts.
Accurate.
I wanted that pink one from Hedgehog. That was a cool one.
Yeah. But I mean, it must have been 15, maybe more T-shirts that I got this year, and like I'm gonna have to work them in and out of the wardrobe. Like I'm literally gonna have to put some upstairs in a closet and then swap them out like halfway through the year or something like that, because it's
I told Workin he should start like a T-shirt of the week club and like just take my money.
Now that's something like maybe
subscription.
If we not even like, no, I don't need more T-shirts. I don't want more T-shirts. But if we could do something where there's like a hashtag, like wear your, whatever, your, obviously your Spooky Zorro T-shirt, you know what I mean? Put it out there. I'm like, what? Oh my God, look at this guy. Like he's like, what are you just peeling them off? Like did you wear like 4 of them? Is that why you're just like, you're doing a quick change?
I've seen this on America's Got Talent, but now it's on.
Right, exactly. I don't have anybody else coming in. I put something out to Alberto, a couple of the people, but that's okay.
That's okay.
All right,
I can take all their time.
There's no Curtis.
Right. While we're looking at this, I was just going to say,
Curtis is not new to LegionsCon, so no, Curtis
one of
is
the
not coming
people that came home and got COVID, but I feel like I at least personally jinxed myself, because I can't tell you how many people I talked to at the con saying, I just wanted to be in a bubble. A couple weeks leading up to it, I was just praying nothing was going to happen. I was going to get sick, and I would always follow that conversation up with, I don't give a shit if I get sick next week. I'm on death's bed, whatever. As long as I could make it to the con and be fine.
Well,
sure enough, that bit me in the ass. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that really did.
Yeah, it did.
It's good. It's a couple weeks away from the holiday, at least, so no one's sick.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, now I feel like I'm invincible for the next at least
90 days
and a half, which is good. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
true enough. All right, we're going to draw this thing. We got 46 people. We had 84 people in here. I mean, hashtag 2 words, kids. It makes a great gift. You don't have to buy something for somebody. You know what I mean? Like, you could just, like, give this to them, and they'll be like,
good for all ages.
A thoughtful gift, right?
Possible.
All right, here we go.
Autographed
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Good luck. Could be signed, depending on who you are. No, it may, depending on what I pick up first. We'll see. Oh!
Basically,
Echevarria. Nice, G. Let me know if you got one signed. I don't know if you've got one or not, but like I'll send you one. I'm gonna remember one.
That's awesome.
A lot of people, you sold a lot of them. A lot of people are getting them signed, which is really cool. It was great that you had them there. It was great that you were both there. I think, you probably should have done like a little moment, like you were both at the same table or something like that. But it's tough. Cool. It's tough for people. At least we were right, like across from each other.
We're
so you
close,
could kind
yeah.
of walk around and get autographs. Which is
I at first when we first got there, I just splitted our table equally, and then I just kept saying, you know what, you're going to get more attention for this anyway. So I just kept feeding him. Here's another 10. Here's another 10. Here's another 10.
Right.
So it was a lot of fun. So yep.
So Joe. Now I don't know if I'm putting words in your mouth. Like, so you got to play. So we are doing a little thing called Legion's Quest over on the Off-World podcast website channel.
We are, and this was a gift from Trevor at the show. Which
was
so cool.
Awesome.
I wish I would have picked one of those up.
The DB makes D&D ampersand. My oldest son actually has a tattoo of this on his arm.
No kidding.
So,
That's such a cool thing, man. D Blake, shout out to D Blake Makes, man. Like Damien is just awesome
he's over here.
people. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Shared his booth with Josh and
Josh Brown,
Josh Brown, and he did really well. He was loving it. He was doing great over there, which is cool. Like a lot of people sharing, table space and stuff. I know Tanya McCoy shared some space with the Ackermans and stuff. So it's great, man. These guys, I told them next year.
Yeah, shout out to Darla and her capes, man. They're fantastic.
Yeah. I'm sorry I didn't get one of those. I didn't spot. Maybe they were sold out by that point, but I didn't spot the
exclusive
cape because that Thistlethorn cape was
one.
Fantastic.
So good.
But this is Sergio Rosas, and he's Honey Pot. HUNNY, like the honeypot. And I told them, like, next year, man, if they're out in the hall, because they were out in the hall, like I'll put a custom on one of your customs on my table, so that people can kind of see, and they'll put a little shout out to those guys. Did somebody just join or did somebody leave?
I swiped. I was going to embiggen you, and I just swiped and made myself leave the damn stream.
Nice. Oh yeah, Terrence, what was that? That was what'd you got there? Yeah, there you go. Cabal above all, baby.
That's a beautiful shirt.
Yeah, he was saying that the Cabal stuff and the Four Horsemen stuff wasn't really moving.
Really,
which was really weird to me. I don't understand why like people weren't buying like the factions and stuff like that. But
I didn't make it to a table.
Yeah, that's a problem. I gotta tell you, man, it's so busy now. It's so big, and I think Jeremy said this. Like they calculated, if you wanted to go to every table, you could spend 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
If you were there the entire weekend at every table, and 10 minutes at every table is not enough time.
And that's not going to the Armory or the Four Horsemen line or any of that.
And not just
talking
anything
to anybody
else.
in
Like
the
you cut that down with bathroom, lunch,
no eating, no peeing,
yada yada yada. It comes down to 6 minutes, and like I know that I went back and forth to a couple of tables with just head sculpts, and I'm just like looking at okay, I gotta, which one? I don't know. Like, what can I do with that? It could be 6 minutes right there, just not even talking to the person. Like you're like, hey, what's going on, man? And then you're like, yeah, okay, let me think about this. And like 6 minutes later, I'm like, I don't know. I'll come back. But they're not gonna be gone. Okay, I'll grab one. I'll grab this one. Okay, it's great. That's great.
Trevor, I was going to tell you at Noble Bear Customs, just buy both because you were between two of them. I was like, just buy both. So.
I think that was Blaze's. I think that was Blaze. I think that was Blaze Bears. Yeah, I mean, it was.
His stuff's amazing too.
It's very hard to pick from for sure.
And I'm so bummed I missed out.
That's our Taurus head.
Nice. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of funny because I was thinking about getting one of the female heads, but then I kept looking at this head. I'm like, I only have a few dwarfs, and this one just was like, I loved how he did it, and it was such amazing work. I mean, absolutely. Between him and Mark Calvo, like they need to have their tables next to each other next year because those guys will just had such amazing work on their stuff.
Yeah, I think between those two, that's the most stuff I took from both those guys home with me. Yeah.
So Joe, I want to get back to Joe because I started a question and then we got off topic on Deep Lake Makes, but you got to play the game. Mm-hmm. And do you have a little news or do you?
It's nothing official, but I did get to play in Cameron's third session, but I talked to him about the game, and this isn't something official because the book's not finished, so they can still change details, but it was just some interesting stuff that I haven't talked about yet. And I thought that this was a good platform for it. So a lot of people are interested in the lore, and this is me doing my plug to get more people interested in the Mythic Legions role-playing game. But if you're into lore, now you've heard Jeremy talk about that for skeletons, to make a skeleton a player character to fit in to the role-playing game, that they had to make some changes. So for that, so that a skeleton will take damage and react the same way that any other race would, they're held together by a weave of magic. Intelligent skeletons that aren't just animated dead are held together by a weave of magic that can be damaged by swords and arrows and things like that. He also mentioned that, talking to Eric, that vampires in Mythos are a race and not a disease. They do drink blood, but they can't infect people like classic vampires could. So those are a few interesting things that I think people that are really enjoy the lore of Mythic Legions, that this book is going to bring a lot into. And I think there's going to be a lot of fun now with Cameron mentioned that they don't want to do alignments where you just pick an alignment for your character at the start of the game. Your subclass is going to kind of determine what that is, and they're going to have it. They're not going to call them subclasses. There's going to be
it was like I forgot what he was calling it, but yeah,
I forget what,
something
what
like that,
yeah, something like that. But you might have a Templar Knight who's lawful good, and a Templar Inquisitor that's lawful evil. So your alignment is going to be kind of dictated by the path you take through
your faction.
For your characters.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, you can have
Yeah.
someone who's good and evil in the same faction, just because Inquisitors are towing that line, where they're going to do what they need to do to do their job, and it might not be something that a really shining knight might do. So I thought those were all interesting details that he had shared with me. Again, nothing official because the book's not finished, but
I think the important thing that you were taking away from this is that this makes sense and is canon. That's the most important thing.
Well, even
suck it, corn boy. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, speaking of details, I love the fact that because this is becoming a thing, that I forget if it was Cameron or Jeremy or maybe Trevor, you were even saying this stuff, but that in putting this together, it's really expanding the lore. And Cameron was asking questions like, how does time work in Mythos? Is there a moon?
Oh yeah.
Is there two moons? Just
how long is a day?
Like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yep.
That's fascinating to think that all those details that they're going to put into this. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm crazy excited for the role playing game. I want it to be as successful as it can possibly be. So even if you're not interested in tabletop gaming, hey, check it out for the lore. You might end up really enjoying tabletop gaming, because I know
think it's kind of like the mobile game that we're getting. You may not be into that, but it's gonna be a great place to sort of do some digital pop and swapping.
Yeah, just watch some of the battles and stuff like that. You don't.
Well, I know a few people that have tried out tabletop gaming recently that ended up really liking it, so it might be worth a shot.
I have been surprised at the amount of people who are interested in it. You know what I mean? Like they've always it's a kind of a thing. Like I think it's peripheral for people who are, in this nerd verse. You know what I mean? And are into fantasy, you know what I mean, or Lord of the Rings, whatever, adjacent. I think a lot of people have always wanted to play D&D, like I did growing up. Like I read the books like they were religious texts, and I never really had anybody to play with. Like it just didn't have enough nerd friends. So I think there's people out there that are really going to be interested in this and really going to like it. So I hope we can do something on the show.
And nowadays with technology being what it is, you don't have to. I'm not even playing with people that live in the same state that I do.
That makes a huge difference. The Zoom aspect of being able to do like role playing games changed the game.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah.
Although seeing you guys play that live, together, I know it's got to be a completely different vibe. I am grateful that we can do it digitally, but I hope one day we can all be in a room together.
If I could just real quick, that experience was wonderful for me because it was Mira was playing, which her energy is just fantastic. You know, she was so excited to be playing. Steph Orkin was there.
Patrick.
Pat Boyle was fantastic to play with. And then from Immortal Collections,
Tristan.
Yep.
Yeah. And his girlfriend were playing.
Yes. Right.
And she had never played D&D before. This was a first time experience for her.
Cool.
And, you know, in my normal gaming, I would be a more verbose, brash character. And with all these new people, I had this wonderful experience of kind of taking a back seat and just kind of, you know, helping them understand the rules and what their characters could do and not in that front limelight type. And I had a blast just watching them discover the joy that could be, you know, role playing and Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. So that was super fun for me.
That's awesome.
I hope we can do something next year. I would love to be able to take some time and play like a quick quick game or something like that. But
are those going to be the actual sizes of the figures that are going to come with the game?
The minis,
probably, yeah. The minis, yep.
Because my buddy that I went with, when he looked at them, he's like, he thought they were a little too small. It's like, it's a little too small for tabletop.
It depends on what kind of tabletop you play. Like if he plays Warhammer, they're a slightly larger, scale. So different games have kind of different scales for their minis, but for D&D, that's about the size.
Yeah,
cool.
Interesting.
So we're coming up on 2 hours. So to wrap this up,
I was going to ask before you do that, if
you
won't mind. I want to circle back to Tom Ivawatu, Tom, and ask Tom, this being your second year, what'd you think? Anything new? Anything different? Or is it now that you sort of had 1 year under your belt, were you able to enjoy it in a different way, or what'd you think?
So this year I tried to get there the full day early, which Newark Airport had their own decisions of me not making it there that day. So my plan to get up nice and early every day didn't really work out because I planned on getting up early, rushing to some booths. So I think my plan for year 3 is to do a little bit more what some other people on the show have already said about ordering some stuff ahead of time and then picking them up at the booth. I feel like that was one thing that I just never think about. And, I always kind of go in, I'm like, okay, I got to get these few things first off. And of course, but when you get there, the show opened at 8 o'clock in the morning, which is not a time I see ever. So it's getting in there 8:20, all the stuff that I had wanted to make a beeline to was already gone. So it kind of changed up what I was shopping for.
And that's 8 o'clock in the morning East Coast, which you really don't see.
I mean, I might actually be up though on the other end of it.
Yeah, probably.
But it was great because I kind of got a sense of, I knew not to stand in the line for the Four Horsemen store, which I did last year, thinking that it was the line to get into the exhibit hall first thing in the morning.
Was the signage better? Because I didn't. The signage was better this year, right? It was a little more clear.
All the signs had your work on it, so of course it was better, just in general. No, I don't think
that's not what I was aiming at, but thank you.
Plus, they had separate rooms, so I think that probably helped with.
They were separating people better, you knew where you were going when in the lines and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they even had the line initially for the Armory experience and the exclusives on the first day kind of together. And Jeremy walked out and said, "Oh, this is going to be too confusing because the Armory experience line was going to go right into it." And there was a young lady who was first in line Saturday morning, so he moved it around. So they did on the fly move stuff around and make it a little bit easier. So the signage was great. I actually I joked with my wife. I was like, I just want to steal it, and take it home, and put it up on my walls in my toy room.
Yeah,
yeah. I liked the layout was really good this year. The separate room was great.
Yeah.
The Armory building experience was one that, I said it earlier, I didn't think I was even going to get a chance to go in there. I ended up making 2, customs, which was awesome. I'm definitely going to make time for that, as a first and foremost thing next year if they do it, which I'm sure they will. But it's always these cons, like the reason why LegionsCon, I think I've said the same thing as some others, where it's like if I have to get rid of every other convention I go to every year, LegionsCon is the one that I would continually go to, because the crew of people that go to this show are my people, whether I knew them before going there, or met them for the first time, or didn't know their face or anything like that. It's just a great experience. I love hanging out in the lobby, getting shit faced until like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then running into people the next day,
getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, that's cool, man. It's How about let's go back to Rob. Like anything. Let me put it this way: like, since this is your first year, anything you would change for next year, or you'd like to see for next year, or let's put it that way.
Maybe the time that it opens.
I second. I would like that to change.
Yeah, especially on Sunday.
For me, but only because, like, for me, like when I'm waking up at 7 o'clock, that's like 4 o'clock for me, or 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I felt like every day I felt like I just gone to a rave the night before and pretty cracked out.
Yeah.
I wasn't even drinking or anything. So.
Well, the thing is, like, you're responsible for your own, situation, but like we do like to hang out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we do like to the hours whittle away as we're downstairs, drinking or not. And you're like, oh my God, it's 1:30 and I need to get
There's
up
a couple
in, like,
times where I'm
6
like,
hours.
I've got to go to bed. And an hour and a half later, I'm like, I've really got to go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. I made it through. Like I told several people, I'm like I need naps regularly. You know what I mean? Like on a daily basis. Like I don't know how the hell I made it through 5 days of just like staying up till like 2 o'clock in the morning, getting up at 7, and then standing on my feet all day, basically, for 5 days. It's crazy. I know that I can do that now, which is good.
I don't think I would change anything personally for LegionsCon. I think I would want to stay longer to hang out with more people instead of having to go to sleep early and wake up early and leave.
Yeah.
Everything was pretty smooth. Pretty badass. I liked it.
LeBron, I don't remember seeing you out till like 2 in the morning. I don't know about that. I'm not, like, there's a lot of talk here. Like, whatever.
His mom made sure he got in early.
That's right. Terrence, what do you think? Like, this is your first year. I mean, next year you got a lot to think about. I mean, you got a lot to do here. You got a little responsibility on your shoulders now. You happy about that? Is that a good thing? Like, you're excited about it?
I think, like, it was funny. We have like a chat that's just for the 1,000 Swigs and a lot of folks that are involved in the organization of it. And we just talked a little bit about that this morning as far as...
I didn't get my invite. I don't know.
I'm
just kidding. Just kidding.
I just thought, man, your busy schedule, you might not have time. But
just kidding.
Welcome.
I'm bringing my 2 next year. Whether I'll have any more, I probably will. It was fun, man. It was really fun. Like, it was cool.
No, I think that, obviously, number one, we'll have more Swigs next year. But no, beyond that, I think the only thing I really probably would have changed is just because I saw it with the third floor events is I think, again, we go to a lot of events. I think that sometimes you have like lobby signs that kind of tell people what time things are happening in other parts of the hotel after hours. I think that's one of the things that I got asked a lot by people, and even though that they were scheduled on and stuff like that, they just didn't seem to realize. Purple Gang was, or when my wife told me, or Legions Ladies, Saturday morning double jointed. So I just think things like that would be.
That would be a good idea. Like maybe in either employing someone to, like, because I know Len does signage and stuff like that. Like, you can go through there. You got to maybe you have to pay for yourself. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the show pays for it. I don't want to speak for Jeremy, but like something in that lobby that says, here's what's going on right now on the 3rd floor. You know what I mean? Like would be great.
You could have a dry race.
Sometimes you go to like business conventions and stuff, and you're in hotel. They always have the schedule of events, posted. So that's a good call.
Yeah, I think finding it on the 3rd floor, I was just like basically walking along every room going, is that open? Is that open? Is this the one? You know what I mean? So like say it's in 326 or whatever would be helpful. That would be good.
And I do want to just one last thing.
Jeff, is there something we should know here?
Yeah, really, Jeff.
I just want to make sure that I gave Jeff a call out because he definitely was a big part of helping us out with setting up the tables and stuff like that. So I know that he lost a lot of time doing that, but it was much appreciated. And, you know, I don't want him to think that we didn't appreciate that.
Cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, speaking
of,
before we leave off Terrence, this is a big question from John.
Is he looking?
He's just fishing. This is fishing.
Yeah.
This is fishing.
Okay, it was all right on the count of 3. It was the DJ
Swig.
DJ Swig was great. It was DJ Swig was awesome.
That
was really good.
It was
a lot
awesome.
of
Yeah.
effort put into that one.
Trevor.
So.
Yeah, it was
Very
awesome.
great.
No, it was. I told him it was awesome. It was great.
It was amazing.
I
probably
literally
my
thought
favorite.
it
There's
was
so many
gonna be
good
the
ones, but that
lights.
was one of my favorites for sure. What's that, Jeff?
I literally thought it was just going to be the lights, and then he pressed the button on the speaker.
No, I know. And then there's music, and it's music that he's put together too. It's crazy. So good.
Talented.
Joe, what would you? Anything you'd change? Anything you'd like to see more of, less of, easier?
I don't think so. It was such a surreal event for me. I don't know that I paid that much attention to the form and function of it. It was just this whirlwind of activity. I know I said before the show, anybody that wanted, please say hi and talk to me. And, a lot of people did, like a lot. And it was such an amazing experience for me that I feel like they could have had vendor stalls on the sidewalk outside and it wouldn't have mattered, like in the rain. Like I still would have had a great time just because it was so much fun just to hang out with everybody. So, no, I don't think there was anything that, even looking for stuff, trying to find the room for the 1,000 swigs was fun because I talked to like 12 people on the way to the room, just hang out in the elevator. And so that was a high point. I thought the show was fine. Whatever they want to do is cool.
Yeah. Tom, what'd you think? Anything you'd change? I mean, personally, of the show, or I know you're going to talk to more people next year. You're going to feel a little more.
I'd book earlier and
yes, good
tip.
Yeah. Good tip.
Because I didn't go in for intern, and I really want to because I wasn't sure I was going to even make it. So I'm glad I did.
Put in for intern is an excellent tip. Put in for intern. Intern is excellent. I mean,
book your hotel room early.
Yeah. I got lucky and got the 2 days there after everything was already sold out, but there were cancellations, and I was glad to get into the hotel. So,
yep, definitely book early, book often, or whatever.
What's up, Patrick?
What's up, Pat? Shout out to Pat, man. I somehow missed that Skullman, like the retail version of the Skullman, and Pat came through and hooked me up one of those in a trade, so that was cool. Definitely that's a good tip. Book early. I think in like February they start to talk about like hotels going up. Am I wrong about that?
I want to say it's right around there.
February, March. Yeah.
The second they go up, I just jump on there.
Yeah,
just book it.
Absolutely. Yep.
So
I think people are
Joe,
going to be doing that because it was packed, man. Packed this year.
Yeah. What they say, like 25 rooms that's out of the whole place. We had everything else.
We're not us. Yeah.
And everybody else had to suffer.
I noticed those 25 people too. They were looking at us very hard.
Curtis, shout out for Joe watching the corner on Shooting the Shelf and taking Jesse's his place. So
that's where the sidekicks belong. So
that was great.
That's where Curtis put me.
Watching out for Jesse, man.
What happened to Jesse that night?
I don't know. He'll
Just
tell
got
that story
tuckered
if he
out.
wants to, but yeah, he was just tired, I think. But that was cool. It was good. But next year, Jesse will be back. He'll be in the lobby, and we'll be pulling people when they go to pee. Jeff, anything that you loved, hated, wanted to change, like to see more of, less of? More swigs, obviously. We want to see more swigs next year.
Yeah, more swigs. We got to get
More
to
tables.
at least 500 next year. I personally am going to book a hotel room and stay at the hotel because going to and from, even though I was 20 minutes away at my aunt's house, because I grew up in the Northeast.
Oh, there you go.
It doesn't work like that.
No.
At LegionsCon, you gotta be on site.
You want to be right there.
Yeah, I feel bad for those other people who were staying at the overflow hotels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how much further away, but yeah, you gotta be at LegionsCon if you're gonna be at LegionsCon.
Ideally, you do. Like, I mean, I can understand, like, if you can't get in, you're in the whatever. I mean, going 10 minutes down the road, whatever, is not a bad deal. But you got to get an Uber at some point. It's going to be late. You want to maybe coordinate with somebody else who's going to the same hotel. It's a little more work. It's a little more work than just like, hey, I'm getting on the elevator and going upstairs.
It's not an area you can walk to from hotel to hotel.
It is not. That is the one downfall of the spot, that it is not. I think
restaurants
Brick something, who I told to come on, but like I think he found, dude was finding, like, Brick found a great Indian restaurant, like walkable. Like, well, he said
Really?
walkable. He said walkable, but I think it was like 20 minutes.
That's not walkable.
I'm like, that's not walkable.
Sorry.
I mean, I go a far distance for an Indian restaurant because I love Indian food, but like, I don't know, 20 minutes. But you can, like, I think he was looking for a passageway. He was almost like, was that Magellan that was looking for it? Whatever, like across the highway to get to Wegmans or something like that. So I think he found
Actually,
a
who was
Wegmans.
saying? I think it was Brad was saying
There's a
that
walkable way to Wegmans.
there is a back way to go. There's a back street like to go around the back parking lot by like where Motu parks and stuff. So we'll have to remember that.
Yeah. Well, there'll be that Shell gas station that'll be open next year that was under construction.
Yeah, right.
Which will be great
That
for
helps.
snacks next year, which will be fantastic.
And I can live on gas station hot dogs.
Oh, hell yeah. Hot dogs.
One side cosmic
and sushi
one side
rolls.
Cosmic.
Yeah, gas station sushi is the best.
So we want to take time, Joe's. We're taking a poll here. He's asking, not asking for a total wish list of what parts to use in the next Armory, but what would you like us to do differently with an Armory setup if there is a next time? Well, first of all, don't even say if there's a next time. Come on, we got to know there's going to be for sure.
When?
So I was gonna ask you what you'd change, but like if you want,
I'll
so go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go into answer Joe's here and just real quick. Number one, it was cool under the tent, but the lighting was not that great. So I saw on the back of the cards for the guys that were filling, they had the names. I would put the names and the colors there because like my wife was helping me, and she grabbed a brown leather instead of a black leather, which wasn't the end of the world because I ended up trading with somebody. But that would be helpful. A little bit better lighting. I think if you're going to look for more parts potentially for an Armory experience, one of the things that a lot of customizers and I've talked about would be, I would probably do a female knight section maybe, and also bare arms and bare legs, because like, Bastet and Anubis, I bought 6 sets because I needed the bare arms and legs for customs this year. Shout out to my buddy David Williams, who painted some custom torsos and heads for me that I used 2 of them on. And but everybody wants bare parts, bare arms and legs to be able to do.
Yeah.
Cool
Well,
stuff.
the mistake.
So you're saying more of the bare arms and bare parts that they have,
bare arms,
or
bare arms and add bare arms and legs to the Armory experience, because even though you may not put it on your knight, you could use that for a lot of different.
Well, I mean, they did have the bare arms and bare chest parts, right?
They did that. They had it for the male, but for the females, do females.
Oh, for females. Oh, okay.
Yeah, for females.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're doing to do a 2.0, it's almost like you've got to do 2.0. I don't know. I don't know if you could do both 1 and 2.0. I'm not really sure. I don't know.
But I definitely do female knights, because I think there's enough female knights and bare arms that we could, create more.
I'd be down with that. I mean, I love the fantasy females, so I'm down with that.
Or if it's just the straight up 2.0 stuff, male and female, like torso.
I would say, for me, going off of that, the lighting is a good point, and I think that's kind of stuff that they haven't thought about. Damn it, I had something in my mind and it's completely gone. So somebody else go, because I'm going to think about that for a second. Wait a minute. Go ahead, Jeff.
I liked what Terrence said in our chat, in one of our chats. He said, okay, so next year it's going to be barbarians, and the mess up is going to be night parts. So we get a $10 pack of night parts.
But they're mismatched. Yeah, because they're barbarians, right? You gotta see. I love the body parts, and that was a mess up. So
that was a happy
think
accident.
about messing up again, or because that was fantastic.
That was huge.
I will say this. The other thing too that was really cool having my wife there. Like she went out and grabbed breakfast for us. Like, you know, when I got up early, I think 5 o'clock in the morning Saturday to get in line. Now, unlike Rob, I'm used to getting up East Coast time that early.
Oh, I know what I was going to say.
For work.
Yeah.
So it was easy for like we were able to do that. So she was able to take care of stuff, or she ran up to the room when my bag got heavy. She'd do that. So, but anyways, Trevor, what's your thing? Because you don't want to forget it.
I think and I will because I'm old. I think the little gold parts were cool as like a chase type of thing. I don't know if I need the chase thing. I would rather have like a couple of options on the weapons and shields and stuff like that. Like I would have liked to have seen a different shield set, weapon set. You know that you could get.
I would have liked, like I said, different ones for the helmet too, because there's so many different ones. Just
maybe it comes instead of weapon or a weapon, like it comes with some different horns or something like that, depending on what they have out there.
Hands. I know that's probably like a long shot, but
hands pack is tricky, right? Because I mean we're still talking about like are those the early hands, right? On those, or are those the new? Are those the new?
It was
night?
different for the builds. So like the leather ones had the more modern hands, like from
right. That said the leather hands, which were modern, but a lot of the night hands had the early like
the ones with like the spike gauntlets had the original hands from the first wave.
I think Joe gave up 10 minutes ago.
What's that?
I think Joe gave up on this about 5 minutes ago because we've had so many suggestions on changing everything.
No. I think the hands, like, I would like to see.
He just responded.
Yeah, I would like to see hands. That's a good point, Joe. Like, I would like to see hands be. Not that you get a hands pack, because I can understand how for every color that might be, although that would be pretty cool. But those early hands, like my one problem with those early hands is like they don't have any other hands packs that match those. I would love to see like a hands pack that matches those early hand style, even if I have to paint them myself to match the thing. But like, give me like the new knight hands. You know what I mean? Like the new knights that are like that have motion in them. I just want those as standards at this point. Like, don't give me those early knight hands. That's all.
Articulated
fingers.
Know
no fingers.
No. Good Lord. Don't start trouble, Terrence. Come on. Good Lord. It's gonna be videos tomorrow.
I'll give you Giant Man debacle and early Marvel toy based
debacle. Exactly. Movable eyes. That's what we want. Terrence, what would your anything? Have we come all full circle? Did I ask you that first?
You did.
Yeah, I did. Okay, we're good. Okay.
Well, I know that Joe wasn't asking for ideas on parts, but what I'd really like to see, even though I like the night helmets, I'd like to see like what they did with the heads pack, where it's just some repainted heads that we didn't.
That would be good. That's good.
And I know that's not what he was asking, but that was something that I've been.
No. But I like that. Like unhelmeted heads would be fantastic.
Just heads that they have already, just repainted in a way that we haven't gotten them before.
That'd be cool.
I think would be really neat.
Because depending on the colors and stuff, if you have something to match, you have a helmet that you can pop on there. You know what I mean? If they match stuff that they've had before in Legion builders or something like that, anything you can pop on there would be cool. But yeah, heads would be fantastic. I would love that.
And I think Andy said this, but Curtis is paying for it, so we put it back up. I love
$4.99. That's not even $4.99 with the words, Curtis. Come on, man. I appreciate it, man. But like,
one side Cosmic, one side Mythic. Yeah, I think I'd love it if they just did all Cosmic next year.
That would be interesting. Yeah, I mean, it ends up being like a Mythic Legions wave every LegionsCon, G-Con, right? Like it just happens that Cosmic goes on to like PowerCon or IshCon or something like that. That's in the middle of the summer, and then the timing is such that it's Mythic Legions. But doesn't mean that doesn't mean that the Armory has to be Mythic Legions.
I mean, we're seeing like, Cosmic Legions in the exclusive figures. So
yep,
yeah, I could see it happening.
Do they have enough parts, you think, for next year to do Cosmic? I don't know. I don't know if they have enough parts to do a whole Armory.
There's still colors.
I'm really sure.
I think, I mean, if you just did
so?
Yeah, a lot of it's just repaints anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be.
Yeah, but it's the same pieces, different colors. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like
there was a lot of that with
I know
too.
No, I know there was a little bit of that, yeah, but it was. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if you really broke it down, it really isn't that many different parts. It's just the different.
We could have a gray alien and a purple alien and a green alien.
Are you trying to get Curtis to put another super chat up?
Yes, vac metal. We need vac metal.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
like
almost
printing money, Joe. Vac
Yeah,
metal,
exactly.
anything.
Yeah, I'm loving what they're doing with the weapons in Cosmic now, and the details on those weapons is fantastic. I'm really happy with that
Yeah,
stuff.
they're
I'd love to see
amazing.
more of that.
Hey, we know this guy.
Hey, what are you doing,
Female
man? You're
Armory.
right on the show. All you have to do is break in.
Just
You just literally just raise your hand. That's $1.99 right there. Appreciate it. Female Armory using Neves. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Which
Why
would
don't you
be
just
a
go put
1.9.
another T-shirt on, Rob?
I was gonna
instead
say,
of doing
Rob-
Super
Rob's
Chats?
supposed
Jesus,
to take
he's
t-shirt
just
on.
changed his shirt again. When does he do this? Have you
don't
been
know.
turning off the camera? Like, I
A while
didn't
ago.
notice that.
You just now noticed that.
I just noticed it. Yeah, I got a show to run here, Rob. I can't pay attention to your shirts all the time. Dude, I
Yeah,
can't believe
straight.
we didn't get a. Did we even get you and I got a selfie, Rob? Oh, he's changing his
No,
shirt.
we didn't, dude. And I'm
We
really,
didn't. You and
Now
I.
he's changing his pants.
Yes.
I hope.
I thought you and I did. I thought we just didn't get one with you, me, and Nate and Bill. But all right. Well, there's next year. We got next year. We need. I think a big cool thing would be to have like one of those what do they call those? A step and repeat, but not a step and repeat.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like a cool visual. You know what I mean? Like of some sort of
Like a selfie
figures that you
station.
could stand in front of. Yeah, selfie station. There you go. That's exactly.
Selfie
what, yeah,
station.
I think that'd be cool.
Mm.
Oh, one right next to one of those like life-size statues that they have.
I mean, they
there,
do
and
have
it's-
statues.
of art,
Yeah,
yeah.
they do have life-size statues that I guess you can stand in front of. So I guess that kind of does work. Yeah, for sure. Hey, this was awesome, guys. I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
guys all coming on. I'm so happy you were all there this year. I can't wait to see you
Me
all
too.
again. Right? We're all coming back. Are we all coming
Oh, yeah.
back?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Wife agreed.
Terrence,
Wife agreed,
Terrence is
so
not
we're
here,
good.
but I'm going to say yes because he's got a whole swig station to take care of. So he's really I don't think he knows what he's put himself. Maybe he does. Maybe he's happy. I think it's fantastic, and I think he there he is. Well, now you can retire that shirt. Now you got to write in like in chalk or paint or something. Where's the second dragon? The next dragon, right? Because there's 5 of them that we're going to be 5 years of these shirts.
Oh man,
Um,
hell yes. Dreams do come true, children.
Are we all right? Since we haven't really talked about that, I really want to go more into like a lot of like experiences and stuff. But like, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of. Are we all getting a dragon? Are we
Yes.
all getting a dragon? Just let's raise our hands. Are
I'm
we all
thinking
getting a
about
dragon?
Yeah, but I think
You're
mine's
thinking
gonna
about
stay
it,
in the
right?
box for quite a long time. I don't
The question
even
is
know
which
where I
dragon?
put it. Yeah.
Rob, that's why they have
Which
storage units.
Yeah,
They have
I know.
storage-
me too. Yeah, me too. It costs me money to collect toys. It's crazy. I mean, more money than the toys cost. So, anyway, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate everybody staying with us. Congratulations to Guaisugoi Echevarria on the win, and we'll do another giveaway. I don't know. We're happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the U.S. First
Happy
of all.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
safe.
Have a great holiday. We
Yes.
will see you. Maybe not next Monday. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. But the Monday after
Legion's
that, for
Quest
sure.
next Monday.
Don't forget Toys for
That's
Tots.
right. We got Legion's Quest. That's right. I make the schedule. Everybody just else lives in my world. I think I heard that right. Is that correct? Is that what it
I
is?
guess I should get around to planning something, huh?
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, you've had what 4 weeks now since we've. Yeah.
I was busy.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, David. You got to get a
David,
dragon to the
go
shop
for
for
it, David.
sure, man. You're gonna have people asking you to put that on their arm for. I might be one of those people. It is Toy Legend, man. It's Toy Legend. I think we're all, living in this world, man. It's pretty cool to be part of this. I mean, it's a weird thing, but it's cool. Gobble gobble. There you go.
I posted pictures of myself and Eric, and also the dragon that I took on my local Facebook groups. And there's people that have never collected or seen Mythic Legions. They're like, I want that dragon.
Yeah.
man,
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of people doing toy reviews on that dragon. Don't even.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're talking about.
I was on a 1/6 show today, and I was talking to a guy who I know has no 1/12 stuff. It's just all 1/6, and he wants a dragon. He's Welsh. He wants the gun. Yep. Yes, very happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Appreciate you guys all coming on tonight.
Thank
So
you
I
for
can't get
having
everybody, but we'll get everybody eventually.
Yeah.
There's always next year. There's another year. We're gonna have new people who maybe we'll do second year people next year or whatever. But or maybe they'll be hosting like Tom. Tom, thanks very much for coming through.
Hey, Tom.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
I think we're doing 1 6-pack on Sunday next week.
The word on the street this Sunday.
word on the
One
street.
six-pack makes us
We're
triumphant
back. There's a
once
lot
every
to talk
3 months.
about. There's a lot.
Yeah, you're gonna have
1
to
6
talk
stuff
me
to
into
talk
getting
about.
Jinx, but it'll take about this
Oh,
much of a show.
I know. I don't think we have to talk.
Yeah,
talk
Jinx
you into
is
it.
a must, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch another episode of that right now, and we're talking about
Arcane.
Arcane. If you haven't watched it, it's fantastic. Oh, Curtis Ackerman with the last
Right
minute.
before we go. Yeah.
199.
Whoops. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yep. That's
And
correct.
I do love.
Top of the list, man.
I love Curtis. It's still in this year, so I still love Curtis. it goes from early November through December, and then January kind of resets itself. I mean,
He'll do his best to make you not love him, I'm sure.
No.
oh, next Monday, absolutely, yeah, for sure. I'll be
Love you too, Curtis.
Gave me
He'll
a
be
great-
doing his body count, and unless I'm like fireballs work against the dead, oh, by the way, are we doing this live Monday? Legion's
That's
Quest?
what people keep saying. I don't remember that conversation, but
I don't either, but
they're just
that's
like,
the
yeah, we
scuttlebutt.
said we were going live with this
All
one,
right.
and I'm like, I don't
So
know.
if you
I
have
guess
any interest in D&D, Legion's Quest, the game that's coming out, we're not playing the exact rules by the game that's coming out, but we're playing basically
only because
5e
we don't
rules.
have them yet.
Right, we don't have them, but we're playing
It's a
5e
good
rules. We're playing
segue.
Legions characters. We're playing in a Legions-based world, and we are up against some big time shit next week. So, like, if you want to see a
that
good
was
battle,
very interesting thing. Now, sorry, don't mean to hold up the show more, but I forgot something. When I was talking to Cameron, I said I was very careful not to use any of the actual characters, like the action figure characters, as villains because it's their IP. Didn't want to infringe on that. And he said, "Oh no, you totally should be. We're going to be putting them statted versions into the books so that you can use them as villains in your games."
Nice.
So I
Yeah,
can't
we
wait
got to
to
fight
see
some
you start
Ninians,
naming
right? Like,
villains.
oh my god, right?
We've had
yeah,
ninnies, now we need ninians.
Yeah, we got a lot of ninnies. We got a whole team of ninnies. So tune into that on Monday, maybe 9 p.m., 8 p.m. I don't know. Check.
It's up to you, Trevor. Apparently,
Off-World. No, it's not up to me. Check Off-World's podcast on YouTube. It's fun. Like, we're a bunch of idiots and we're fighting a bunch of skeletons. It should be a lot of fun, or dead, whatever they are. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks everybody for sticking around. Hit that like. Leave us a comment. Replay crew, appreciate you guys. And yeah, I can't believe, as God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
All right.